Enchantment is a love story that is both sweet and poignant. Song Zaoli, a cold and aloof CEO, is despised by his own family. And she, Ji Kwan, a wealthy heiress, is now penniless after a family tragedy. Years ago, he silently helped her overcome the crisis, then disappeared without a word. 5 years later, they unexpectedly meet again at a lavish party. When she falls into a trap and is framed, he is once again the one who lends a helping hand. He never admits his feelings, but his every action proves that his heart cannot lie. Where will this twisted fate lead? Let us follow Lisa Manhwa to see what happens next in the story. The story begins with the sound of heavy rain in the bustling city. Underneath the rain appears a luxury car, but the pattering of the rain can't cover up the heavy breathing coming from inside the car. Inside, a man and a woman are entwined. Song Zaoli holds the woman's arm and asks with a suggestive expression, "Play." The woman is taken aback by his question. She looks at his dazed eyes and heavy breathing. Very quickly, her wandering hand slowly touches his body again. She says urgently, "Yes, play." The corner of Song Zaoli's mouth immediately quirks up. Without waiting for his consent, the woman reaches out and takes off his glasses. Zaoli says, with a hint of drunkenness in his voice, "You are the one who wants it. Don't come crying to me later." Unable to wait any longer, she directly places a kiss on his lips. Lips touch lips, along with other intimate gestures, making both of their bodies burn hotter and hotter. The sound of skin touching skin mixes with heavy breathing. Two people who seemed barely acquainted are now entwined. She skillfully sits on top of him, her body slowly moving. Her moans stir up Zaoli's mind even more. The two of them spend a passionate night together. Not knowing how long has passed, the rain has stopped, leaving only raindrops dripping from the trees. The woman picks up her high heels and steps out of the car. Song Zaoli watches the woman bending over to put on her shoes. A gentle voice rings out, "At the congratulatory banquet, did you drink something you should not have?" The woman's expression falters slightly. "Thank you, CEO Song, for today." Hearing her say that, he pulls open his thin shirt to reveal the scratches, then teases, "Is that all I get? Just a thank you, after ending up like this?" The woman staggers out of the car, coldly leaves a sentence, and leaves, "I will treat you to a meal another time, when I have time." She resolutely leaves without looking back. Zaoli's eyes still follow her. Not long after the woman leaves, there is a knock on the door. Liao Bei leans over and teases, "Old Song, your car is so heavily loaded, yet it can still shake like that. Your waist must be strong." He quickly opens the door and sits in the seat next to Zaoli, then continues, "I find this girl very familiar. Ji Kwan, the project department director that Wang Xing Group just recruited, but I remember she seems to have a boyfriend named Shao something." Zaoli lights a cigarette and replies indifferently, "Oh, I do not know." Liao Bei is suspicious. "You can't know. Act. Keep acting." Scene changes back to Ji Kwan's home, inside the bathroom. She tiredly holds her head and thinks, "Those old guys in the company are afraid that I will get in their way. They actually use such despicable methods." Not long ago, at the congratulatory banquet, a waiter brought her a glass of wine. At the time, she did not think much and accepted it. "Luckily, I met Song Zaoli this time." One second she felt lucky, the next she thought, it was not exactly great either. A few hours earlier, Jin Kwan was pushed to the center, surrounded by several CEOs who teased her noisily, "Beautiful, have a drink with Song. Drink a nuptial cup. Have a drink, have a drink." Ji Kwan looks around confusedly at Shao Tan, Ji Kwan's ex-boyfriend, who actually easily allows her to go to Song Zaoli's side, smiling and saying, "Go, go." Having no other choice, Ji Kwan takes the glass of wine and walks to Zaoli's side. He says gently, "Don't worry, just drink the wine." He whispers into her ear, "I am not a womanizer." Back to the present, Ji Kwan's phone suddenly rings. It is her mother calling. She quickly answers the phone. Ji Kwan listlessly lies down on the bed. Her mother's caring voice rings out from the other end. "Kwan, Kwan, are you home yet? You are home. I am lying down. I started worrying yesterday when you said you were going to a congratulatory banquet. I could not sleep, afraid you would drink too much. Remember to make a glass of honey water." Ji Kwan sits up, asking, "Mom, is there still no news about Dad?" The other end of the line is silent for a moment, then continues. It is going to rain soon. I am going to collect the clothes. Take care of yourself. Don't just worry about things at home. I am hanging up now. After saying that, she hangs up the phone. At the same time, she receives a text message from an unknown number. Director Ji, your lingerie fell in my car. Outside, the rain starts pouring again. Ji-kwon looks puzzled. She quickly sends a text message back to Song Zaoli. Sorry to bother you, CEO Song, but please throw it away for me. Thank you. After that, Ji-kwon goes to sleep. That night, she has another nightmare, sweat beading on her beautiful face. Ji Janye, come out here. Pay back the money you owe. Pay back the money. Ji Janye owes us 70 million yuan. If he is not here, you have to pay. Ji-kwon and her mother cower on the floor in fear. Her mother says worriedly, We do not have money. As soon as she finishes speaking, the group of people takes action. You do not have money. I see this house is worth something. Move them out. Get them all out of here. Ji-kwon's mother is pushed out by them, her head hitting the ground hard, blood flowing everywhere. Ji-kwon screams in fear, Mom. At the same time, she wakes up in reality. Ji-kwon tiredly rubs her forehead. Then, she picks up her phone and starts typing a message. Mom, it is almost the change of seasons. Buy some clothes to wear. Don't be stingy with money. At the same time, she transfers 10,000 yuan to her. More than half of the debt has been paid off. Once I have paid it all off, I will bring you here, and we can live together. The next morning, as usual, Ji-kwon arrives at the company. The employees hurry to the sides as soon as they see her. Good morning, Director Ji. She walks radiantly through the crowd. Greetings can still be heard around her. Good morning, Director Ji. Two female employees immediately huddle together and whisper when they see her. You can't tell at all. She is usually quite dignified, just pretending to be dignified. There are even photos. Can she still pretend? Who is that man? You can't see clearly. It is right that you can't see clearly. Director Ji got a free ride. That man is probably some leader. Who would dare to take a picture of him? Don't say any more. She is here. Ji-kwon has indeed heard everything. She walks up to them and holds out her hand. The two female employees hurriedly give her the phone and quickly explain. Director Ji, these photos were sent to the work group chat early this morning. A copy was also sent to the emails of the show senior leaders. The content sent out says, click to view Director Ji-kwon of the project department, wiggling in a car. The photographer is also a veteran, taking a clear picture of her, but only revealing Song Zhaoli's chin. At the same time, Ji-kwon receives a call. She answers the phone. Hello. The other end of the line immediately says, Director Ji, CEO Lee, said that if you come to the company, you should go to his office. I understand. After answering the phone, Ji-kwon says to the employees, inform everyone of a meeting this afternoon. After finishing speaking, she leaves. The two female employees gossip again. She is too reckless. She still wants to have a meeting after something like this happened. I am impressed. Ji-kwon walks to the door of CEO Li's office. Song Zaoli is actually there. He is questioning CEO Lee about Ji-kwon's matter. I heard that the person in charge of this project had an 18+ scandal yesterday. CEO Lee hurriedly denies it. Who did you hear this from? It is nonsense. CEO Lee still does not continue speaking. Is there no such thing? I heard there are photos. CEO Lee still tries to defend her. Ah, that photo is of Director Ji being intimate with her boyfriend. It is a matter between them, and we are not in a position to interfere. Hearing this, the corner of Zaoli's mouth quirks up slightly. A couple. Ji-kwon outside also recognizes that the voice inside is Song Zaoli's. She is a little surprised. Why is he here? Even so, Ji-kwon knocks on the door. CEO Lee quickly responds, come in. As soon as she enters, CEO Lee pushes the responsibility onto her. CEO Song, Director Ji is here. If you do not believe me, you can ask her directly. Ji-kwon changes her demeanor, opening her mouth cheerfully. What does CEO Song want to know? Facing her question, Zaoli is a little flustered, so he changes the subject. No need to talk about that. Let us talk about the project. CEO Lee quickly introduces. The conditions of this project are definitely superior. We are only giving it up because we can't temporarily turn over the funds. Otherwise, we definitely would not give it up. Without letting him finish speaking, Song Zhaoli interrupts. I do not want to hear this platitude. Ji-kwon quickly saves CEO Lee. CEO Song, would you like to go on a site visit? CEO Lee follows up. I will immediately arrange a car to take you to see it. Zhaoli subtly expresses his intention. CEO Lee is so busy. Do you have time to personally go on a trip? 1 second, he quickly answers yes, but the next he realizes the problem of Song Zhaoli's intention. CEO Lee hurriedly pushes the task to Ji-kwon. I am indeed a little busy. If CEO Song does not mind, can Director Ji go with you? Song Zhaoli's heart is now a little stirred, but he still has to pretend to reluctantly accept. Whatever. Ji-kwon leans over, bows politely. CEO Song, please follow me. She wonders, what does he want to do? The two of them get in the car together to go to the place where the project will be developed. In the car, Ji-kwon always focuses on work. She seriously discusses with him. The construction site is still under construction. Wangshi Construction is a construction contractor that has had long-term cooperation with our Wangsing. They are very capable. While Ji-kwon is talking about the project, Zhaoli does not pay attention. His gestures unconsciously attract her attention. Zhaoli pulls down his collar, revealing the mark left over from last night. He turns to look at her and asks, are you done talking? That thing immediately catches Ji-kwon's eyes. Her cheeks instantly turn red. She nervously turns her face away. Ji-kwon clenches her hand. She says shyly, I am done. CEO Song is a gentleman. Song Zhaoli hears the meaning in this sentence. He smiles and affirms, Director Ji, do not worry. I won't stick to you and make you take responsibility just because I slept with you once. He says that, but from the car to the site visit, Zhaoli sticks to Ji-kwon all the time. Is Director Ji angry? No, CEO Song, we are here. At this time, Zhaoli temporarily puts aside personal matters, returning to the serious appearance of a CEO, discussing with Ji-kwon. Ji-kwon observes the surroundings and thinks, it seems that this project currently has more losses than gains. Even so, she tries to persuade him, CEO Song, this project is not originally a highly profitable project. Its advantage lies in generating stable profits in the long term. Zhaoli looks at her, questioning, empty talk, right? What will you use to guarantee me? Ji-kwon quickly takes out evidence. You can look at the documents. The data will prove everything. One person speaks continuously, and the other listens patiently. The two of them are like this for a while. At this time, Wang Cheng, the project supervisor, suddenly sees Ji-kwon. He calls out happily, Director Ji, why are you here? She smiles and replies, it is nothing. I am bringing a client to take a look. Hearing this, CEO Wang reminds her, the construction site is quite dangerous. Director Ji, please wear a helmet. 2 helmets are brought over by Wang Cheng. Ji-kwon accepts them, not forgetting to thank him. Okay, thank you for the reminder. She puts one on and gives the other to Zhaoli. CEO Song, please wear one too. Be careful of falling objects from above. Zhaoli brazenly says, I do not know how to wear this. Director Ji, help me. Ji-kwon naturally knows his intention, but she can't do anything about it. Therefore, she has no choice but to reach up and help him put on the helmet. Because the height difference is quite large, putting on the helmet becomes difficult. With such a close distance, Zhaoli's eyes are always fixed on Ji-kwon. She also inadvertently makes eye contact with him. Zhaoli unconsciously puts his hand on her waist. He is immediately physically assaulted by Ji-kwon, who slaps his wandering hand. Zhaoli smiles and says, thank you. His radiant smile and handsome face make Ji-kwon momentarily stunned. The burning sensation on her cheeks makes her quickly turn away. No need to thank me. Wang Cheng, standing on the side, has been eavesdropping on everything. He awkwardly covers his eyes with a book, Our Director Ji, and CEO Song, that kind of relationship. The two continue to discuss the project. CEO Song, this place is located near mountains and rivers, and the scenery is very beautiful. We are preparing to build it into a high-end nursing home. While speaking, Ji-kwon suddenly receives a text message from her boyfriend. Are you okay? Just now, your boss called me. I told your boss that the man last night was me. Zhaoli impertinently peeks at her text message. He also calmly comments, your boyfriend is very generous. After finishing speaking, he steps forward to chat with Wang Cheng, giving Ji-kwon some private space. Ji-kwon annoyedly messages that boyfriend, we have broken up. He shamelessly messages back, "Be good. Don't make a fuss. Our wedding is still being held as planned. I won't ask who the man last night was." And he also honestly shares, "I was always on the construction site a few years ago. I was also an ordinary worker." Ji-kwon has heard Zhaoli's words. She thinks, used to be an ordinary worker, but does not know how to wear a safety helmet. After that, Zhaoli turns around and asks, "Director Ji, let us go." "Where are you going next?" she replies, "Back to the company." "Sorry to trouble, CEO Song." The car speeds on the road back to Langsing. Upon arrival, Ji-kwon gets out of the car and quickly says goodbye to Zhaoli. He also replies, "Safe travels, Director Ji." Back at the company, Ji-kwon goes to CEO Lee's office. "CEO Lee, CEO Song has returned. May I ask if you have anything else to tell me?" CEO A. Lee angrily throws a stack of photos at Ji-kwon. Then, he scolds her, "Director Ji, I do not want to interfere in your life, but you should have seen the impact this matter has had on the company's reputation." "Do you have anything to explain?" Ji-kwon calmly replies, "I do not." CEO Lee angrily says, "Deduct all bonuses for this month. Go back and write a self-criticism and send it to my email." After being scolded for a while, Ji-kwon is finally able to leave, but as soon as she gets to the door, her phone rings again, an unknown number. Ji-kwon answers the phone. "Hello, who is this?" Her ex-boyfriend's voice is on the other end of the line. "Kwon, it is me, Xiao Tan. Did you block me?" Her attitude immediately changes to discomfort. "If there is nothing, I am hanging up. Don't contact me again in the future." He shamelessly clings, "Kwon, do not hang up. I have something I want to ask you to help me with today." "I have no obligation." He thick-skinnedly makes a condition, "Ji-kwon, if you help me with this, I guarantee that I won't bother you again in the future. I will tell Auntie that the wedding was cancelled, because I wanted to go abroad. Let us both save some face for each other." His words remind her of what her mother once said, "Kwon, it is lucky that you still have Xiao Tan. Otherwise, I would be worried to death. You two must be happy." Not wanting her mother to worry, she reluctantly continues listening. "Say it. What is it?" The other end of the line quickly continues. "I know you are in trouble from all sides because of yesterday's scandal. If you and I attend a party together, we can use me as a shield." Ji-kwon easily realizes, "You want me to be a shield, covering up your dirty deeds, right? Send the address to my phone." At the same time, on Zhaoli's side, he looks at his watch and asks Assistant Lin, Shaolin, "Is there a party tonight?" He replies, "Yes, the party on the Rongsheng side. You previously instructed to decline it." Zhaoli changes his mind at the last minute. "Tell them to confirm at 8 o'clock. Shaolin receives the order and replies, "Yes, CEO Song." That night, like a coincidence but also like intentional, Ji-kwon and Zhaoli attend the same party again, arriving at the same time. CEO Wang of Rongsheng Group quickly comes to greet them. So Xiaoji and CEO Song know each other. "Fate, it is fate. Today we won't go home until we are drunk. Let us go together." As soon as he sits at the banquet table, Xiao Tan leans into Ji-kwon's ear and whispers in a very low voice, "Ji-kwon, when did you get to know Song Shaoli? Why do not I know?" She coldly replies, "What does it have to do with you? Take care of yourself." At this time, CEO Wang pulls Song Shaoli from somewhere and squeezes him between the two of them, then says cheerfully, "Come on, Xiaoji, sit on this side. Today, CEO Song is entrusted to your care." Ji-kwon smiles and replies, "CEO Wang is too kind. I will try my best to make CEO Song feel as comfortable as he is at home today." CEO Wang constantly offers Song Zhaoli wine. CEO Song is too difficult to get an appointment with. It was not easy for you to come out for a trip today. I must propose a toast to you. Zhaoli also raises his glass. I propose a toast to you. The two keep drinking non-stop, only Ji-kwon is sitting and eating. Drink, drink, drink. Just find him to drink with. It just so happens that I can't drink alcohol today. Seeing her constantly picking up food, CEO Wang speaks up. Why is not Xiaoji drinking? Drink up. He picks up the wine bottle and insists, no one is allowed to avoid drinking today. Zhaoli stops his hand, which is preparing to pour wine, and asks, CEO Wang, you are constantly pressing me to drink. You do not want to get me drunk to make it easier to discuss cooperation. Do you? CEO Wang laughs it off, justifying, of course not. Today, our Rongsheng is bringing sincerity to cooperate. Jikwon also realizes that she is no longer suitable to stay here. She leaves the banquet table to go outside and get some air. The air is hazy. I should not have come today. I will rest for a while and go back later. I will reply to the messages which have been vibrating non-stop since just now. They are messages from Wu Shuyu, most likely her best friend, which can be guessed from the way she speaks. Quan Quan, is that dog Zhao Tan hiding an affair from you? Reply to me. Reply to me. We have broken up. It is a long story. I will tell you later. At this moment, Jikwon suddenly hears a strange sound nearby. If I am gentle, will that make you horny? Does that old man at home touch you? Be gentle. She immediately recognizes that the male voice is Zhao Tan's. They have disturbed her quiet atmosphere. It is really not quiet. So she decides to return to the banquet hall. It seems I can only go back early, but as soon as she opens the door, Zoli appears right in front of her. At the same time, he has also heard the vulgar words uttered by that couple. Jikwon looks at him in confusion. Zhaoli leans against the wall, his teasing voice ringing out, Director Ji's tastes are really special. She does not reply, only thinking, no matter what kind of tastes you think I have, I do not have them. At this time, CEO Wang's voice also comes out. Where is everyone? Why are they all coming outside? Jikwon is a little surprised. I can't let CEO Wang's group find out, so she decisively takes Jolie's hand and runs away. CEO Wang's group is still discussing something. You quickly find CEO Song and bring him back. I have arranged everything. She pulls Zaoli to hide on one side, but just then, CEO Wang leaves. At this time, Song Jolie suddenly holds her face up. Without Jikwon's consent, he places a hot kiss on her lips. After a long while, Zaoli releases her. His hand gently strokes her face. His voice carries a hint of drunkenness. Director Ji want to play? Jikwon avoids his gaze. If I say I do not want to play, can CEO Song spare me? Song Zaoli replies ambiguously. What do you think? At this time, the voices of that couple ring out again. There seems to be someone upstairs. Honey, are you excited? You're so annoying. Stop it. You say do not with your mouth, but your body is more honest than anyone. Do you think the people upstairs will be able to resist coming down here with us when they hear your moans, Zhao Tan? Shut up. I did not realize you were such a pervert. Zhao Li also hears it. He teases her again, so Director Ji likes this kind of thing. Jikwon does not reply, only saying, who likes it? But because she does not say it, she gives him more opportunities to tease her. What should I do? I do not like letting others hear. But if Director Ji likes stimulation, it is not that I can't cooperate. Jikwon pushes him away angrily, scolding, CEO Song. Drink less alcohol in the future. Drinking too much alcohol can easily make one's mind become delusional. He still does not stop, continuing to prick up his ears and listen. What is your boyfriend saying? Did that old man tell you who will be promoted in the next quarter? You have cheated on your boss, and you still want a promotion. Hearing the short conversation from the two people, Zaoli guesses the other party is CEO Wang's wife. Wow, so your boyfriend is getting promoted through unspoken rules. As soon as he finishes speaking, he is pinched by Jikwon. CEO Song, you are so curious. Why do not you go down there and see for yourself? Just as Zaoli is holding the area he was pinched and crying out in pain, Jikwon's ex-boyfriend Zhao Tan appears. Following him is CEO Wang's wife. Zhao Tan hurriedly explains, Quan Quan, listen to my explanation. It is not what you think. Jikwon disgustedly avoids him. Get away. Don't touch me. CEO Wang's wife adds fuel to the fire from behind. Zhao Tan, what are you explaining to her? Didn't you say you did not love her at all? Zhao Tan sees Song Zaoli at this time. He stammers, CEO Song, when did you get here? He indifferently replies, from the beginning. He leans against the railing, lighting a cigarette and calmly saying, continue. Why are not you continuing? Jikwon annoyed leaves. CEO Wang was looking for you just now. I will go first. Goodbye. Zhao Li also follows after her. The other two also hurriedly chase after him. CEO Song, it is all a misunderstanding. CEO Song, it is all a misunderstanding. Just as she got to the door, Q Lin, Song Jiali's assistant, was already waiting there. He quickly said, Director Ji, it is late. It is not easy to get a taxi here. CEO Song asked me to take you home. The car quickly left the hotel and arrived at Ji Kwan's residence. She quickly unbuckled her seatbelt, intending to get out of the car. CEO Song, I am here. But Zaoli unexpectedly pulled her back. He just held her hand and would not let go, then asked, Is Director Ji planning to leave just like that? Ji Kwan pulled her hand back and asked cautiously, Does CEO Song have anything else? Song Zaoli actually replied, Nothing at all. You can go up. Just waiting for that, Ji Kwan quickly said goodbye and got out of the car. Okay, thank you, CEO Song, for today. I will go first. After returning home, Ji Kwan lay on the bed and gossiped with her best friend. Shuyu kept talking. I saw the photos. You did not tell me anything if something happened. Who is that man? Is he handsome? Ji Kwan briefly said 3 words. Song Zaoli. The other end of the line immediately panicked. What? What did you say? She blankly repeated. Song Zaoli. What is wrong? Shuyu hurriedly reminded her. Stay away from this Song Zaoli. Listen to me. You are not from Qingqing, so you do not know. He is a bit evil. Ji Kwan asked in surprise. Why do you say that? Shuyu immediately recounted like a machine. Years ago, a huge kidnapping occurred in Qingcheng. The kidnappers kidnapped all 4 heirs of the Song family. After they returned, the eldest became crazy. The second died, and the third also had a serious illness. Ji Kwan also understood a little about him and continued to ask, Then what about Song Zaoli? He is 4th in the family, right? Shuyu immediately replied, Only he was fine. Not only was he fine, but he also forced his eldest uncle to death, inherited the company. Everyone said that kidnapping was his own act. Ji Kwan was shocked and speechless. That night, when she had fallen asleep, she suddenly received a message. Is it Wushu? Does she have anything else? A video was sent. She curiously clicked to watch. What is this? The video showed the scene at the congratulatory banquet that day. A man was discussing something with the waiter. He also handed the waiter a card. The waiter accepted it, quickly hid it in his pocket, and left. She realized in surprise, this is a video of someone drugging me. The sender was actually blank. Early the next morning, Ji Kwan went to Wangsing, as usual. Following her were several policemen. All eyes of discrimination were focused on her. Ji Kwan did not care, and still cheerfully greeted everyone. Good morning? Hello? Good morning, Director Ji. The employees were more skilled today, not speaking directly, but switching to texting. What is going on? Director Ji brought the police to work. I saw it too. There are several policemen. Did she call the police? Is it about those photos? Ji Kwan led the police directly into the office of the planning department director Feng Cheng. He was stunned. Director Ji, this is... Ji Kwan declared loudly, regarding the fact that Director Feng bribed employees to drug me, I hope you will cooperate with the investigation. Sorry to bother you. As soon as she finished speaking, several policemen stepped forward to control Feng Cheng. It is just a matter of duty. Feng Cheng still tried to justify. I did not do anything. What are you arresting me for? Even though he was controlled, he was still firmly resisting. You are damaging my reputation. I will sue you. Be honest. The employees also heard the noise and ran to eavesdrop. Ji Kwan's mood at this time was somewhat better, but an employee suddenly ran over to report. Director Ji, CEO Lee is looking for you. CEO Lee looks very angry. He seems very dissatisfied with your calling the police. Ji Kwan calmly replied, I know. I will go over there now. In CEO Lee's office at this time, he was busy answering a phone call. Yes, you're right. Young people are like that. It is normal to be hot-tempered. I naturally support this matter. I even suggested Zhao Ji call the police. You are too kind, you are too kind. Ji Kwan came in and stood quietly watching this scene. He stopped being angry so quickly. No wonder CEO Lee's nickname is Chameleon. The name fits the person. Seeing her, he just pointed to the chair opposite and motioned her to sit down. After the call ended, he asked gently, Xiaoji, are you very close to CEO Song? She honestly replied, we met a few times by chance. She wondered, was the phone call just now related to Song Zaoli? CEO Lee stood up, making coffee while talking to her. It is okay if you do not want to say it, but Feng Cheng's matter has made you aggrieved. You can rest assured. The company will definitely give you an explanation. Ji Kwan accepted the glass of water, hurriedly thanking CEO Lee. After that, CEO Lai changed the subject. I am looking for you to tell you that you will be responsible for the cooperation project. With CEO Wang, you prepare to go to Dongcheng to work. She quickly replied, okay. After accepting, Jiquan fell into deep thought. Was the person on the other end of the line CEO Wang? So what does this have to do with Song Zhaoli? Or am I overthinking? Very quickly she went to Dongcheng to work and was attending a meeting. Jiquan asked the woman next to her hesitantly. Why is he here, don't you know? The woman asked back. Then she explained, CEO Song is the main investor of this project. Even though he was attentively reading the manuscript, he still heard what Jiquan was saying. Does Director Ji have any questions? She replied sullenly, Number... At this time, the woman next to Jiquan formally introduced herself. Let me introduce myself. I am Feng Hui, the person in charge of this Rongsheng project. Jiquan politely replied, Hello? The two had only shaken hands, but Zhaoli frowned unhappily. Immediately afterwards, he slammed the folder on the table. Feng Hui hurriedly stood up. CEO Song, do you have any suggestions? Song Zhaoli said coldly, I am the investor. You are asking me if I have any suggestions. He looked at his watch and ordered, This time tomorrow, I want to see the specific plan. After finishing speaking, Song Zhaoli and his assistant left. Feng Hui politely bowed, safe travels. After that, she turned around and said apologetically to Jiquan, Director Ji, I can only trouble you to stay for a few more days. It is okay. Your company pays for my business trip. It does not affect anything. The scene shifts to the hotel where Jiquan will stay. She walked leisurely down the hallway. Just as she raised her room card to open the door, a familiar voice rang out again. Like me. Jiquan blankly turned her head. No one else. The voice was Song Zhaoli's. He was answering a phone call. You like me, but I do not like women. After finishing speaking, Zhaoli hung up the phone without hesitation. Then, he turned to cheerfully greet Jiquan. Director Ji is also on this floor. She tried to force out a professional smile to reply, Hello CEO Song, I have something to do. I will go first. Just as she was about to sneak away, a hand grabbed her. Song Zhaoli had thrown away all pretense of being a cold CEO and held her back. Didn't you invite me to dinner that day? Jiquan could not help but curse him in her heart. Can't he hear the polite words? But she could not act recklessly. Jiquan had no choice but to find some words to reply. There are many people and eyes. I am afraid it is not good for CEO Song's reputation. If CEO Song does not mind, I will order delivery. Hearing this, Zhaoli immediately agreed. Not only that, he deliberately leaned closer to Jiquan's ear and whispered, Then to your room or my room. She hurriedly avoided him, smiling awkwardly. What do you want to eat? I will order it to your room. Zhaoli then released her. His unhappiness made him say, Jiquan, do you feel like I lack this meal from you? He said, adjusting his necktie. I am very curious about something. You and Xiao Tan are your lovers, right? Jiquan lowers her eyes and became silent. Zhaoli became surprised at her expression. It is a resignation. She didn't give him any response, so he just heaved a sigh. Jiquan still shows how distant she is. CEO Song, is there anything else? If not, I am going to head back to rest. Once she said that she'd leave. Song Zhaoli lights up his cigar and slowly said, She is the one who slept with me first, and after that ran away. If you were me, how will you feel? Jiquan feels uneasy and apologize. Song Zhaoli seized the time and offer, Stay with me for tonight. And let's say that we are even with the previous one. He reaches out his hand to hold her face and emphasize, How is it? Shifts the view at Jiquan's room. She changed her clothes and wears a comfy one. She lays down on her bed and keeps thinking, Why, I have to agree with him. At the time, her phone shows a notification from her mom. Quan, how's your business trip? If you are eating outside, eat at a good restaurant. Do not just order food online. After reading the message, she turned her phone off and keeps thinking, If I want to be here and pay for the debt, I can't avoid Song Zhaoli. I can't afford to offend him. Then she decided to get out of bed and wears a jacket and runs to Song Zhaoli's room. Standing in front of his room, she comforts herself. There is no problem. It is just a dream, right? She stayed there for a while before deciding. Finally, she pressed the bell. The door opened slightly, revealing her beautiful face. Song Zhaoli just finished taking a bath and his body's just wrapped in towel and coat. Did you think about it? Jiquan hesitant. Especially when Ji-kwon faces Song Jiaoli, she needs to take a courage to say, if I think about it, well, I won't have any loss. After she finished saying that, Song Jiaoli took his hand and took out her cloths. He dives in and hugged her tightly. I thought you were going to reject me. Song Jiaoli kissed softly on her neck, making her body hot. He gently turns her around. His hand holds her soft face. He hugged his waist and fiercely kissed her lips. Because he is holding her closely, Ji-kwon's face turns red. Her breath is getting deeper and says, this is new. I can't take it. What should I do after? Ji-kwon's jacket falls down. She is in Song Jiaoli's arms, just this once. Jiaoli turns into an old wolf who gets close to her and says, I never said just once. I just told you to be with me tonight, and we are even. That day was a day full of stars. It was romantic. Inside Jiaoli's room, the two are having each other. Deep breaths and kissing made the atmosphere hot. I don't know how many times Jiaoli is kissing her, making her body tremble. The two falls to the bed. He slowly releases Ji-kwon. Her voice shivered. Song Jiaoli looks at her and asks again, you want it or not? Ji-kwon right now can't say anything, but her eyes wants to say anything. His hands slowly touched her beautiful legs. Ji-kwon curses, trying her best. Song Jiaoli, you are a jerk. Her expressions make him more obsessed and smile. Jiaoli gets close to Ji-kwon's face and tightens her waist. He nettily said, tell me if you are not comfy. He did not say anything and pushes Ji-kwon's hands even more that is holding his shoulder. Ji-kwon shivers. They stay together for the night. In the morning, Ji-kwon finally get to rest. At this time, Jiaoli's phone is open. It is from Liao Bei. He sees the message, old song. I finally got it. Isn't Ji-kwon the student that you helped 5 years ago? I did not know you were raising a wife when she is still you. Ji-kwon turns back. Seeing her lying next to him, Jiaoli could not hide his happiness, then replied to Liao Bei, watch your words. I am sure that I will lock her mouth. But he remembers him. Being a babe isn't a good decision. He reads the message, not even replying. Where are you, old song? After a while, Ji-kwon woke up and reaches for Jiaoli, but he is not there. She was not that surprised. He is the only one inside. Ji-kwon looks to her side. Where are my cloths? Then she picks up the robes, immediately wears it, and run outside. The door opens, revealing her face, taking everyone's attention since there is someone outside. The living room not just has Jiaoli, but the top employee are talking about work. Ji-kwon lost it for a sec and feels broken. I am dead. Immediately she closed the door with everyone so surprised. The room feels so weird. Song Jiaoli, give everyone a week to send me the new plan. Seeing him with a bad expression, the employee agree. We won't let you down. Yes, we won't say anything. Ji-kwon right now is inside her room and blaming herself for this. The one who had a meeting is Rong Sheng, which is the boss of Xiao Tan. Then she gets a message from Song Jiaoli. This is just a small accident, I will handle it. Some days passed by. Everything is still going well. Until the end of the meeting, that Feng Hui could not help but be curious. Ji-kwon, what is the relationship of you? To Jiaoli, I did not see CEO come here and have a meeting for some days. Ji-kwon smiles. Director Feng, me and him has nothing. Feng Hui question, is that so? She immediately says yes. I know Director Feng have heard something. I just want to clarify that it was an accident. I have something to do. I will go ahead. When she leaves, Feng Hui expression turned to bad. She scolds inside. She is trying to be arrogant. If she was not there, will Song be safe? Ji-kwon runs to the elevator, going back to the room. While waiting, she sends Shu Yu a message. Feng Hui is your neighbor, right? I knew her to be sociable, but she is not a good person. I already get her true color. Back then, she framed me for more than 10 times. Oh, and I want to tell you a rumor, that she is with Song Jiaoli. Right now, Jiaoli's voice out of nowhere said Director Ji. He is standing behind her. Ji-kwon turns her phone and covers it. She did not say anything to him. The elevator goes down as they come inside. She is ignoring him right now. At this moment, Song Jiaoli coughs and said, Director Ji. Ji-kwon turned around and smiles. Hello, CEO Song. Song Jiaoli seems to understand her. He wants to say, but then decides to just nod. Ji-kwon secretly glares at him and thinks if he wants to give up with her. He is thinking that she wants to say hi and smirks. Remember to be careful at the part tomorrow. Ji-kwon feels uneasy. Zhao comes closer and said, "Don't be like last time. If not, it is not clear." He says that half joking, half true, and leaves her right away. Another day passes, and after the event, Ji-kwon goes back to her room. She asks, why? Didn't Song Zhao go? Ji-kwon and Fang Hui goes back and says, "What floor do you live at?" She acts bossy and said, "Oh, you don't know that CEO Song already have a wife." Ji-kwon was shocked. She is not even close with CEO, but she starts lecturing her. Someone like CEO will always have women surrounding her. I hope you can understand. To deal with this type of people. Kwon said, "If you understand that well, you do not need to tell me. What are you trying to imply?" Ji-kwon is upset. "Don't act like a rivalry. I don't even feel anything to him." Fang Hui is angry and said, "If you don't like, why are you sleeping with him?" The words accidentally heard by Zhao Li. Ji-kwon replies, "I am just playing with him." She was face to face with Zhao Li but then looks for him. As she walks, she crashes to the door. Ji-kwon went back. Liao Bei said in the back, "Is just joking. Did you hear that old song? People are just playing with you?" She is confused. She doesn't know what to say. Song Zhao Li is mad. "You having fun? You want to play some more?" Ji-kwon did not even said anything and crossed him. She acts like she doesn't care, but inside Shiz is yelling, "I am dead." When she got home, Ji-kwon sends a message to Song Zhao Li, CEO Song. "I want to clarify with you about happened in the hallway. I don't have any intention of bad-mouthing you behind your back. I am sorry. I hope you don't mind." She writes a long message and then falls and goes to her sofa to cry and said, "I am unlucky." After meeting Ji-kwon at the hallway, Song Zhao Li goes with Liao Bei, sitting inside the car, and keeps spinning his lighter. Song Zhao Li saw her message, but don't reply. Liao Bei questions, "Why are not you replying?" He says coldly, "You like to interrupt." He keeps teasing him, "I told you so. Men who sleep with babe are not worth it." Zhao Li shows a face that he despises Liao Bei. "You think she's the type of person that would approve with the relationship?" Liao Bei smiles, then speaks. "She isn't. But back then, 6 months ago, I heard the president of listing the employee, so she can get close and be her babe." Zhao Li didn't say anything. He says people can't bow down for money, can't make her approve of the relationship. He is silent, but Zhao Li starts to get suspicious. How is she with Xiao Tan, cooperation? Or is Xiao Tan gonna give her what? Seeing Zhao Li in deep thought, Liao Bei speaks. "Ji-kwon knows that you helped her before." Zhao Li questions, "What do you think? 90% she does not? If she is, she would act like that?" Song Zhao Li is silent. He just takes a cigar and light it up. The next day, Ji-kwon got on the plane and went back to the city. She feels comfy today. The contract was a success, and also Fang Hui do not want to disturb her anymore. I heard that she resigned. Ji-kwon keeps looking to the chat with Zhao Li. He's still not replying. As she walks out, she hears Shu Yu's voice waving at her. "Kwon, Kwon, here." Ji-kwon laughs sarcastically. "You here to get me, or here to see me dead?" Shu Yu laughs, then wears Ji-kwon's hands and continues, "I don't want to be late." Shu Yu shows her intentions. She puts her hands to Ji-kwon's hands while walking and asks Yu and CEO met at Dongsi or what? Ji-kwon replies he is the main sponsor. Shu Yu raises her eyebrows. "I don't believe it. You aren't telling the truth." Going to the car, Shu keeps questioning Yu and him did the one. Seeing Ji-kwon's face and keeping quiet, Shu understood what was in her mind. "Sister, why I am telling you to be careful. Are not you sacred of him killing and rape?" To prevent her to say more, she stops her by saying be quiet. Shook and says, "Right now." Ji-kwon gets in fast and says Xiao just brought his mom so she can force her to come. Shu then gets angry. What a shameless person. A person who goes outside and cheating, then wants to force you again. She gets in and contacts Xiao. "Xiao, if anything happens to your mom that is on you." An hour later, she arrived in Yan. Ji-kwon parked the car in front of the building. After, she quickly ran. Getting ready to press the password, the voice of Xiao Tan's mom said, "If she will marry my son." Borrowing a saying from the ancients, it means that the ancestral tomb has emitted smoke. Xiao Tan, of our family, is too well educated. Ji-kwon frowned unconsciously upon hearing this. The phone in her pocket rang again. She quickly opened her bag and answered the call. "Hello, CEO Song." Song Zaoli's information was indeed too sensitive. He directly asked, "I heard you want to get married." Song Zaoli stood on a high floor, his eyes looking into the distance, waiting for her answer. Seeing that she did not reply, he called softly again, "Director Ji." Ji-kwon was stunned upon hearing this. Her expression was a little slow, so just as she was about to reply, Zaoli hung up. Ji-kwon was bewildered. Did I call the wrong number? He hung up before I could say anything? At the same time, Xiaotan opened the door and walked out of the house. He said cheerfully, Kwan, you are back. I heard a noise outside the door and guessed it was you." He intended to take Ji-kwan's bag for her, but she was quicker and avoided him. Ji-kwan disgustedly avoided Xiaotan, making him embarrassed. At this time, her mother came out and called, "What is going on? Come inside and talk." Ji-kwan listened to her mother, pushed Xiaotan aside, and went into the house with her mother. Upon entering the house, her mother gently blamed her. Kwan, everyone has been waiting for you all day. Why are you only coming back now?" Ji-kwan smiled and replied, "There was work at the company." Xiaotan's mother laughed contemptuously as soon as she heard the words, "there was work." Ji-kwan immediately noticed her. She acted as if she had become Ji-kwan's mother-in-law and stood up and scolded. "You are only the director of a small department. How much work can you have to be so busy? Could you be busier than a deputy general manager like our Xiaotan? Moreover, today's meeting was scheduled in advance. It was not a last-minute decision. Do not, you know." Seeing his mother like this, Xiaotan quickly ran over to soothe her. Mom, stop arguing. Kwan has been on a business trip recently, and she only just got back today." Ji-kwan's mother's face was filled with worry upon hearing this, while Ji-kwan was still calm as if nothing had happened, and gently put down her bag. Xiaotan's mother deliberately raised her voice to scold her son. "Do you have any future? You are not even married yet, and she is already ordering you around like this. What will happen after you get married?" "What about me?" Ji-kwan still did not have any expression. She poured water leisurely and then spoke, "Auntie, do not worry." She took the glass of water and walked in front of her. "I won't order Xiaotan around." Not only did she not let it go, but she raised her voice sarcastically. "That sounds good. You are pushing Xiaotan in front of us, so what about behind our backs?" Without giving her a chance to finish speaking, Ji-kwan interrupted and said, "Because the two of us will not get married." These words made the entire room fall silent instantly. After that, she pointed at her and turned to question her son. What did she say? Xiaotan still lied shamelessly. Kwan, I know you are still angry with me, but the wedding invitations have all been sent out. If you cancel the wedding now, what about Mom's face? Where will you put it? As soon as he finished speaking, Ji-kwan wordlessly threw the glass of water in her hand directly onto Xiaotan's despicable face. Water flowed down. The two mothers stared in astonishment at her. Ji-kwan's mother also did not expect this to happen, and quickly covered her mouth with her hand. Only Ji-kwan in the entire living room had an expression that did not change at all. She snorted coldly. Her anger had reached its peak. Ji-kwan squeezed the glass in her hand tightly, as if to suppress her anger. Then she continued, "Didn't Xiaotan tell you that we broke up 2 months ago? The reason for the breakup is that I caught him cheating." Xiaotan sneered and questioned her. "Ji-kwan, you said I cheated, then do you dare to tell Auntie who you were with on the 17th of this month?" Ji-kwan frowned slightly. She must have felt very uncomfortable having to talk to this idiot. So Ji-kwan decisively turned her back, and then replied to him, "Xiaotan, do you want to hear what you said? We broke up last month, so who I was with on the 17th of this month has nothing to do with you. If you want to know, then I will tell you. It is my new boyfriend. I was with him that night." The scene shifts to the Song group. After hanging up the phone, Song Zhaoli was still standing there. Liao Bei playfully sat down on the CEO's chair and spun around a few times, then spoke, "Old Song, I am very curious. Logically speaking, Ji-kwan is not your type. Why do you like her so much? When you helped her before, did you have this thought in your head?" Zhaoli lowered his eyes slightly and replied. Liao Bei became even more curious. "Then when did it start?" He walked over and put out a cigarette, then said coldly, "It never started." Zhaoli reluctantly recounted. That night was an accident. She was drugged. Liao Bei continued to dig deeper. "Then what about the second night?" He was immediately scolded by him. "Are you investigating?" Liao Bei changed the question after being scolded. "Old Song, I won't ask any unnecessary questions. You only need to answer one of my doubts. Why did you help Ji-kwan before? After all, 5 years ago, you could not even protect yourself. You and your brothers had such a big accident, but you still did not care and helped her. You were scolded by your old man like crazy those years. Song Zhaoli did not hide anything and slowly led the story. Do you remember where some of us were kidnapped that year? Liao Bei replied in a daze, Yan City. So what? He suddenly realized and shouted, Oh, so you knew Ji Quan from then, Zhaoli honestly replied. It does not count as knowing each other, I only met her once. On the way back, after being rescued, I happened to encounter Jishi going bankrupt, Ji Jianye absconding with the money, leaving an empty company and a pair of orphaned widows facing creditors. My older brother was no longer there at that time. To be honest, I also thought about death. Recalling that year, when Zhaoli was walking on the road, he suddenly heard some noise. If she does not pay the money, I will die for her to see. It is useless even if you die. He looked curiously. What is going on? Are the two people in front arguing? It was Ji Quan talking to a man who was about to jump off the bridge. She quickly affirmed, If you believe me, then wait for me a few more years. I will pay back every cent of the money my dad owes. Mew. The man immediately denied. What will a student like you pay back with? Zhaoli panicked. This is bad. This young man wants to commit suicide by jumping off the bridge. He said softly to stop him. Stop. But his inferiority cut off his intention to save people. What position do I have to persuade others? At this time, Ji Quan's voice rang out again. Because even I want to jump down, to die and be done with it, but... At this time, Ji Quan's voice rang out again. But if you die, there will be nothing. Her words not only persuaded the man, but also seemed to awaken Zhaoli. The moment he saw Ji Quan, he suddenly felt that something was moving in his blood. His whole body seemed to come alive. That image of her, Zhaoli could never forget. After that, he met her a few more times. She was really trying her best to survive. She was like a tenacious gesang flower on the edge of an abyss. I was like mud that could not be plastered on the wall, originally intending to let her fall into the mud, like me, but unexpectedly she powerfully pulled me out of that helpless mud. Song Zhaoli recounted. An indescribable emotion surged in his chest again. Liao Bei finally understood everything. He coughed softly and then asked, So, are you ready now? Zhaoli closed the lighter and turned away. I am not ready for anything with her. Liao Bei emphasized incredulously. Really, do you feel that with my status, I would be a kept man? Aren't you one now, hurriedly coaxing people to sleep? But sleeping once is not enough. You still want to sleep a second time. Being hit by Liao Bei's words, Zhaoli could not argue. He lit another cigarette. Then he said, I am just playing around. The scene shifts back to Ji Quan's home in Yan City. After the previous argument, the two mothers left, and Ji Quan's mother set out a table of dumplings. She said angrily, You should have told me earlier about your breakup with Xiao Tan. That kid's parents even dared to say that he cheated because you were not attractive enough. It is infuriating. Ji Quan could only smile awkwardly upon hearing this. But her mother was still not calmed down, and sat down and scolded again. He cheated and still dared to come to our house. What a shameless person. Ji Quan saw that her mother was too angry, and quickly coaxed her. Don't be angry anymore. It will be over if you do not pay attention to them in the future. As soon as she finished speaking, her mother stopped being angry and turned her eyes to observe her. She suddenly remembered something and asked suspiciously, You told Xiao Tan that you have a new boyfriend. Is that true or false? Is it true? Ji Quan was a little flustered, and her eyes avoided hers, but she still chose to lie because she did not want her mother to be disappointed and worried. It is true. So Ji Quan had to accept another investigation from her mother. What do you think of him? She started to say nonsense. I think he is okay. What job does that boy do? He does the same thing as me. So does he look, is he? Facing the barrage of questions from her mother, Ji Quan could only laugh. Sorry, Mom. The boyfriend thing was a lie to Xiao Tan. This person does not exist. She also seemed to see through Ji Quan's thoughts. In order to test Ji Quan, she suggested, when you have time, bring your boyfriend back to meet Mom. Without waiting for her consent, she patted her head and decided on her own. Next weekend is a good day. This matter had gone beyond Ji Quan's control. Her mind immediately shattered, pretending to have a boyfriend, but Mom believes it is true. What to do now? Waiting online. The next day, when sending Ji Quan on her way, she reminded her again. Remember to bring your boyfriend back next weekend. She smiled wryly and replied, Yes, I remember. After that, she quickly said goodbye to her mother and got in the car and left. After she left, she checked her phone. Auntie Zhao, it has been a week. Have you decided yet? Dr. Zhao, I have decided. I won't have surgery. I do not want to become a burden to my daughter. The scene shifts to Ji Kwan's home in Qingcheng. She had brought her troubles and told her best friend, Xu Yu. My mom told me to bring my boyfriend home next weekend. I said that my boyfriend is working at Song's. Xu Yu could not help but laugh as soon as she heard this. Really? Then where will you find a boyfriend to bring back to meet Auntie next week? She was also helpless. Who knows? Xu Yu winked and quickly grasped the problem. At Song's, the only person you know is Song Zhaoli, right? Don't tell me you are bringing that playboy Song Zhaoli back. Ji Kwan sighed. It is an emergency. I can't think so much. Xu Yu was indeed a good friend. She thought of a plan to help her best friend as soon as she heard this. That is right. I have a cousin who is working at Song's. He is still single. How about letting him help you act out this scene? Is that okay? You become friends with him and ask him. Ji Kwan was about to turn on her phone to add that cousin's WeChat when an article about Song Zhaoli hit her eyes. Hot. President Song's beautiful women's night party. Very affectionate with 2 beautiful women at the hotel. She was a little stunned when she read this news. There were also some interesting comments below the article. President Song's physical condition is really awesome. He can handle 2 at once, a handsome sugar daddy and a beautiful model. It is really hard to tell who is taking advantage of who. I remember President Song seems to have a fiancé. I wonder what she is thinking at this moment. Xu Yu sighed after reading. Don't tell me that the 2 men involved with you are all difficult people to deal with. Ji Kwan was very puzzled. Is Song Zhaoli's scandal true? Xu Yu nodded without hesitation. Yes, out of the 3 models I photographed today, one of them spent the night with Song Zhaoli last night. I heard the makeup artist talking about the marks on that person's body. After hearing this, a feeling of disgust rose in her heart. After that, Ji Kwan went to the kitchen to cook. She vented her anger on the fish on the cutting board as if it were Zhaoli and chopped off the head of the fish with one stroke. Xu Yu stood on one side and kept clapping, calling Ji Kwan's cooking skills a seat because it is not a table. Only a moment later, a sumptuous meal was ready. Xu Yu quickly picked up a piece and put it in her mouth. Her taste buds exploded instantly. Xu Yu ate while praising, Kwan, you are so virtuous, I still want to love you. Please allow me to refuse, I only like men. At this time, Ji Kwan's phone rang again. Yo, who is calling so urgently? Let me help you answer the phone. Xu Yu walked over quickly and answered the phone. As soon as she heard the voice from the other end of the line, her expression changed immediately. Deputy General Manager Xiao, if you have anything, just tell me directly. Xiao Tan hurriedly asked for help. Xu Yu, I am looking for Ji Kwan. It is urgent. I was stopped by President Wang at the Shunwei Hotel. It is all because Song Zhaoli leaked the news, making me implicated and discovered by reporters today. She could not hide the astonishment on her face after hearing this. Immediately afterwards, Xu Yu laughed loudly. She said excitedly, serves you right, and decisively hung up the phone, extinguishing Xiao Tan's life-saving straw. Ji Kwan came out at this time and asked in confusion, what are you laughing so happily about? Xu Yu recounted, that Xiao Tan was stopped by President Wang's group at the hotel. He was caught in bed, so he called you for help. He could not get through, so he switched to sending threatening messages. Ji Kwan, you won't help me this time, right? We will see. Xu Yu judged after reading, oh my god. He is even sending threatening messages. Kwan, you said that although Song Zhaoli had many love scandals before, the scene shifts to the old house of the Song family. Song Zhaoli dragged his body full of wounds back home. Perhaps because of the cold night wind, he could not help but cough a few times. Assistant Chiling anxiously brought over a coat. He raised his hand to stop him and asked, has Ji Kwan returned yet? Qiulin replied, she is back. Director Ji is currently at her apartment. I have already posted the news you told me to post. Director Ji even added me as a friend on WeChat. 5. Had not added you as a friend. This made Zhaoli notice. Qiulin replied innocently, that is right. Song Zhaoli immediately took out his phone and sent Ji Kwan a message. Do you know about Xiao Tan and President Wang's wife dating at the Shunwei Hotel tonight? Was the news last night that you had me released? On the way back home, Song Zhaoli was still sullen about the good friend thing. His thoughts were all written on his face. He asked Qiulin again, you gave me this WeChat number, but you went to ask for another WeChat number. Qiulin's head was full of question marks. Zhao Li's car sped on the road. He observed Zhao Li's state and asked worriedly, CEO Song, do you need to buy medicine? No need. He tiredly supported his forehead, his eyes never leaving the phone screen. Then an idea popped into his head, preparing to sell miserably, and then turned to say to Qiulin, or just buy some medicine. As soon as he finished speaking, he sent a message to Jiquan, what are you doing? There was still no reply on the other side. He started to sell miserably, and sent another message. Jiquan, I am injured. Zhao Li was rejected without any pity. He sent so many messages. But Jiquan still treated him like a rock sinking to the bottom of the sea and did not care, so he sent another message. But this time changed the subject. Is the nursing home plan ready? It had been so long. She actually replied in just a few seconds, send it to your email. After reading the message, Song Zhaoli praised helplessly. Well done. In an instant, a file attached to the plan was sent. He smiled angrily. You are only talking about work, huh? Then let us continue talking about work. Zhao Li turned on the bossy mode and nitpicked. There is a problem with the plan. If it is convenient, can I have the contact information of the person in charge of the project? I will contact the person in charge of the project to find out where the problem lies, so that I can revise it. Jiquan lifted her cup of coffee and took a light sip, her eyes glued to the phone, waiting for a message from Zhao Li. He replied, the person in charge of the project is me. I will be at your house in half an hour. Just as the message was sent, Jiquan choked. The coffee was not bitter, but her life was too bitter. Half an hour later, as agreed, Jiquan had no choice but to change her clothes and bring the project draft downstairs to wait for Zhao Li. Because she was meeting a guest, she had to put on light makeup and change into another set of clothes. That was Jiquan's rule. She greeted Assistant Qiu cheerfully. Qiulin happily pointed into the car. Jiquan ran over. Is CEO Song in the car? Yes, thank you. Just as she got close to the car, a fishy smell rushed straight into her nose. She keenly realized that it was the smell of fresh blood. Just as the car door opened, Song Zhaoli handed the bag of medicine to Jiquan and spoke, Director Ji, treat my wounds first, and then I will look at your plan. Jiquan took the bag of medicine, still not forgetting to be careful. Seeing her expression, he quickly explained, I am really injured. I am not taking advantage of you. After finishing speaking, Zhao Li turned his back and took off his shirt, revealing his back full of wounds. Jiquan asked in surprise, you were beaten. Zhao Li did not care about that. He only asked her intently, Director Ji, can you let your guard down with me now? Jiquan still refused. CEO Song, men and women are different. If you really need it, I can take you to the hospital to treat your wounds. Zhao Li asked back, do you think it is appropriate for me to go to the hospital in this state, with this identity? This question made Jiquan understand the problem, and she could not say anything more. He continued, Director Ji, the proverb is right. A drop of water in need is repaid with a spring indeed. Is this how you treat your benefactor? Jiquan emphasized in confusion. What benefactor? Zhao Li raised the dialogue box containing the video he had used an unknown number to send her. The video of you being drugged by a colleague today, your scumbag boyfriend, was caught on the spot by President Wang's group. Only after saying this did Jiquan interrupt him. Take off your clothes. Turn around here. Zhao Li was not in a hurry and tilted his head to look at her. You just believe me like that. Without asking any more questions, Jiquan tore open the medicine packet and replied concisely, no need. Song Zhaoli still did not give up and continued to play tricks. There is nothing to treat with in the car. Moreover, my car is parked at your door. I am with you in the car. And Qiulin is outside the car, if others see it then. These words made her stop tearing the medicine packet. Zhaoli took her hand on his own initiative again. Jiquan's action of taking the medicine stopped. He suggested, or, go into your house. His hand clasped tightly into her hand just like that. Jiquan finally understood his purpose. She laughed. CEO Song, what exactly do you want to do? Song Zhaoli pretended to be ignorant. What do you mean by want to do? Jiquan sharply continued, or, let me change the question. CEO Song, do you have an interest in sleeping with me? Being exposed, Zhaoli did not hide anymore. What if I say yes, CEO Song? You are not short of women. That is right. I am not the kind of person who is easy to play with. CEO Song, are not you afraid that I will blackmail you? Zhaoli instead provoked her. Try it. So Jiquan decided to go big once. She turned to ask Zhaoli, regardless of everything, CEO song, Will You Marry Me, the eternally cold song. Zhao was now blushed by Jiquan's question and stammered, What? What? Jiquan directly made a move to tell her suffering. You know my situation, I am very short of money, and I only have one boyfriend, but he deceived me. I am not in the mood to be ambiguous with another man. He was encountering this scene for the first time, and instantly became a confused little rabbit. So you want to get married? She nodded decisively. Yes, I am only talking about love and marriage. She said it so deeply, but Song Zhaoli heard another meaning. My only boyfriend is Xiao Tan, but we have faded away. Xiao Tan deceived me. I am very sad. I am so deeply hurt that I do not want to be in love anymore. I just want to get married as soon as possible. Zhaoli now lowered his tail and said sullenly, I do not like being a spare tire. Jiquan was secretly happy to hear this. Sure enough, he won't agree. Withdraw. After that, she changed the subject. CEO song. Have you read the plan? Song Zhaoli took the draft, but was extremely concerned about Jiquan's private life. Do you like your ex-boyfriend that much? Jiquan replied indifferently again. CEO song. This is my private matter. Her words were like a knife stabbing into his fragile heart. Zhaoli said sadly, Understood. After that, he did not mention that problem again, and only focused on work. Well done. Bring it to Songs to sign the contract tomorrow. Thank you, CEO Song. Go back. Yes. CEO Song. Drive safe. After she left, Zhaoli fell into contemplation again. As soon as Jiquan left, he ordered Qiu Lin, drive the car. Yes, CEO Song. The car sped on the road. Zhaoli's mood was now depressed again. He asked the assistant sadly, Qiu Lin, have you ever been in love? Yes, CEO. Then why did you break up? The girl's family thought I was poor, had no future, so they forced me to break up. First love. Yes. First love. Zhaoli rubbed his temples and asked again, Is first love hard to forget? Qiu Lin confided honestly. In general, this is the purest feeling when love first begins, so. He was interrupted by his face-changing boss before he could finish speaking. Qiu Lin, you have been talking too much today. Qiu Lin had no choice but to shut his mouth, secretly chanting in his heart, It is so hard to be a person. So hard to be a person. Song Zhaoli changed the subject. What is the situation with the Ji family? Qiu Lin quickly replied, Old Master Xie saw the news of you renting a room with 2 models, so he asked Miss Xie to cancel the engagement with you. Zhaoli said indifferently, Then cancel the engagement. Assistant Xulin continued, Yes, but she does not seem to want to. Song Zhaoli frowned in surprise. What? Qiu Lin continued. She said, If you want to use this method to cancel the engagement, then you are dreaming. Song Zhaoli showed disdain upon hearing this. At this time, Jiquan had also arrived home. A large box appeared in front of her house, express delivery, who sent Mom something. She brought the box into the house and opened it. A horrific scene hit her eyes. Jiquan trembled and retreated. A foul smell rushed into her nose, making her feel uncomfortable. Who sent me a dead cat? At this time, she also received a message from an unknown number. Jiquan, do you like the cat I gave you? Who are you? Your father is damned, and so are you. Don't call the police, or you will never know any news about your father in this lifetime. Why should I believe you? I have the light blue shirt on the day your father left. Jiquan's face darkened upon reading the message. She quickly contacted that number, but the other end of the line immediately turned off the phone. Who the hell is it? No matter what the hell you are doing, if it happens again, I will never let it go. A moment later, to relax, Jiquan decided to take a bath. The comfortable feeling made her fall asleep. At this time, the phone rang again. She was awakened by the ringing and pressed the answer button irritably. Hello. It was Song Zhaoli's voice. He called weakly. Qiu Lin, come to my place. I have a fever. He coughed nonstop after only saying a few words. Zhaoli wanted to call Qiu Lin, but called the wrong number, making her a little embarrassed. CEO Song, I am Jiquan. Song Zhaoli had a splitting headache and could not hear anything at all. He tried his best to say, Qiu Lin, buy fever medicine and come here quickly. After a few coughs from him, the other end of the line went silent. Jiquan called blankly, Hello, Song Zhaoli. He hung up. He seems to be delirious. Jiquan quickly contacted Qiu Lin. But the other end of the line only responded with a mechanical voice. "Sorry, the subscriber you just called is temporarily unavailable." She secretly blamed, "Assistant Q is not answering the phone at this time." Having no other choice, she could only reluctantly step out of her bathtub. "I am 100% sure that my and Song Zhaoli's horoscopes are incompatible. Forget it. I really can't afford to provoke the character Song Zhaoli." So Ji-kwon had no choice but to drive to Song Zhaoli's house at night. Upon entering, the dazzling scene hit her eyes, making her unable to help but sigh. There is actually such a big villa in the center of the city. Ji-kwon walked to the door and rang the doorbell, but no one came to open the door. For a long time, she secretly worried. He has not fainted, has he? Why is it taking so long to open the door? At this time, Ji-kwon had no choice but to call Q-Lin again, and he finally answered the phone. "Hello, Assistant Q, Director G. What is the matter that you are calling me so late?" "I am so sorry, I just woke up." She replied, "CEO Song called the wrong number to me, saying that he is sick. I am currently in front of CEO Song's house, but I have been ringing the doorbell for a long time and there is no movement." Q-Lin did not show any worry at all. After hearing that his boss was sick, he innocently said, "It is okay, it is okay. Let me send you the password for the door. You can just go straight in." His attitude made Ji-kwon extremely confused. But since she had already come here, she had no other choice. After receiving the password from Q-Lin, she quickly opened the door and entered the house. While Ji-kwon was losing her direction, Song Zhaoli's cough helped her locate his position. She walked over and knocked on the door, calling, "CEO Song, it is Ji-kwon." A few coughs were heard from inside, but there was no reply. Ji-kwon had no choice but to enter the room on her own. She carried a bag of medicine to his bedside and put it down. Ji-kwon carefully observed and assessed Zhaoli's condition. It seems that the wound is infected, so he has a fever. Her hand placed on his forehead was just to check his temperature. Looking at Song Zhaoli's handsome face in front of her, Ji-kwon could not help but praise. When he is not talking, he looks like a puppy. Who on earth beat him to this extent? Zhaoli's body was constantly sweating at this time. Her hand was suddenly grabbed by him. His weak voice rang out, "Water." Ji-kwon said softly, "Let me pour it." Ji-kwon had just stood up. When he grabbed her arm, her body lost her balance and fell backwards. Coincidentally, she fell straight into Song Zhaoli's arms. He was now awake, but his body temperature was still burning hot. Zhaoli leaned closer to her as if he was delirious. "Ji-kwon, do you think I do not dare?" Ji-kwon was confused. "Dare? What?" In this situation, he could still hold her down and kiss her. Ji-kwon became dazed for a moment. But immediately after, she quickly pushed him away. But how could Ji-kwon's strength compare to Zhaoli's? He held her hand and continued to kiss her. As if seduced by Zhaoli, Ji-kwon followed him and did not resist anymore. After letting her go, he continued to be delirious. "I ran away that night, but you just like to tease me." Ji-kwon also helplessly thought to herself, "That night of drugging, I really had no other choice." Zhaoli suddenly called out at this time, "White-eyed wolf. It was a waste of effort to raise you for so many years." After only saying this, Zhaoli could not take it anymore and directly collapsed on her. Ji-kwon had no choice but to pull the person who had a high fever but was still taking advantage of her back to the bed, but she cursed secretly in her heart. "He is already hot, and he is so heavy." His words just now made her inevitably think, "It was a waste of effort to raise me for so many years." Zhaoli had a good sleep after causing trouble, so Ji-kwon concluded, "He must be talking nonsense because he has a fever." Ji-kwon quickly went out to get water and called again, "CEO Song, drink medicine." Song Zhaoli still lay motionless. He did not open his eyes, nor did he move. He only opened his mouth slightly. Ji-kwon looked at him thoughtfully for a moment. Then she fed him the medicine. Song Zhaoli took a breath and finished it all. After completing the task, Ji-kwon sent a message to Q-Lin again. "Assistant Q, CEO Song has taken the medicine. I am going back now. Director G, can I trouble you to stay and take care of CEO Song tonight?" "Director G, I beg you, I really can't go. CEO Song does not have the habit of being taken care of by others." Ji-kwon thought irritably, "Doesn't have the habit of being taken care of by others. Or has the habit of being taken care of by others." But when she looked at the man lying on the bed, she could not bear to leave him alone. "Forget it. I have already come here." That night, Ji-kwon stayed at Song Zoli's house. She carried the quilt out and lay on the sofa alone. A long time had passed, but she still could not fall asleep. Ji-kwon took out her phone again and sent a message to Shuyu. "What are you doing?" The other party replied extremely quickly. "Working as a paparazzi, following my colleague's boyfriend." "Guess who my person is? Liao Bei, Song Zoli's childhood friend." Ji-kwon sat up in shock. "It is past midnight." The other party asked back. "Aren't you also up until midnight? What is wrong? Is the other party's dad making you work overtime again?" "It is almost like that. I am currently lying on the sofa in the living room of Song Zoli's house." Shuyu was excited. "Sofa in the living room? Are you two playing so big?" Ji-kwon immediately defended. "It is not what you think." Shuyu sighed. "Let us get to the point. My cousin is free this weekend. Let me arrange for the two of you to meet and talk so you can get to know each other so you do not get exposed in front of your mom. Tomorrow, are you free tomorrow? Okay, then tomorrow night. Okay, I am going to sleep. Good night." After saying goodbye to Shuyu, Ji-kwon slept straight through until the next morning. The light shone into the room, but she was still sleeping soundly and did not know anything. Zhaoli had already woken up, his eyes looking at her gently. While intently looking at her, a sound startled him. The sound of a message from her phone rang out. Song Zhaoli did not think anything and directly picked it up. It was a message from Xiao Tan. "You think you will be okay if you block me, Ji-kwon? I think you want to die." Zhaoli immediately realized that someone was threatening her. At this time, Ji-kwon had also woken up. The light shining into her eyes made Ji-kwon uncomfortable and moaned softly. Seeing that he was holding her phone, she quickly sat up. "CEO Song, why is my phone?" Zhaoli said calmly. "Someone sent you a threatening message." He asked in a cold voice. "Who is it?" Ji-kwon quickly pulled the phone back into her hand. Then she replied, "I do not know either. He used another number to message me yesterday and I blocked it." Zhaoli was a little angry. "Block it? Why do not, to call the police when you encounter things like this? What is the point of blocking it?" Ji-kwon clenched the phone, took a few steps away from him. "CEO Song, I am not you, who can afford to exist leisurely. I still have people to care for and take care of." Her words made Song Zhaoli unable to hide the worry in the depths of his eyes. Immediately after, his voice suddenly rang out, but not to her. "Hello, help me investigate someone. As fast as possible, I have sent the number over to you." Ji-kwon was slightly surprised. "Song Zhaoli wants to help me." Zhaoli completed the task and quickly hung up the phone. After that, he turned to ask her, "Did you bring the contract?" "No, the contract is at the company." Zhaoli turned around upon hearing this. He instructed while walking down the stairs, "I will go in your car later. Go to Wangsing first to get the contract, and then go to Song's to sign the contract." Ji-kwon followed obediently behind. "Yes, CEO Song." As soon as she finished speaking, Zhaoli suddenly turned around and questioned, "Ji-kwon, did I do anything to you last night?" Her cheeks flushed red, and she replied stammeringly, "No, no." Zhaoli did not reply upon hearing this, but a smile flashed across his face. The two went downstairs together. A table of food was ready. "Young master, Miss Ji, come and have breakfast." The table full of food made Ji-kwon overwhelmed. These were all Yan City cuisine. She sat down and asked hesitantly, "This is?" Zhaoli also sat down next to her and continued, "Don't misunderstand. These dishes were intentionally made by Auntie Zhao to thank you for taking care of me last night." Auntie Zhao gave him a glass of milk and teased in a low voice, "Miss Ji is even more beautiful than that neon shoe." Zhaoli coughed embarrassedly. "Auntie Zhao, go take care of your work. Director Ji, take the opportunity to drink the milk while it is hot." "Thank you, CEO Song. I am full. Let me go get the car and then go get the contract." After eating, Ji-kwon quickly ran to the garage. Zhaoli walked over, intending to open the passenger seat. Her expression flashed with surprise. He asked again, "What is with that look? Is this passenger seat the seat of your boyfriend?" Ji-kwon replied flusteredly, "It is not. I thought CEO Song would always sit in the back. After all, bosses usually choose to sit in the back." At this time, Song Zhaoli was receiving a phone call. "Got it." Ji-kwon quickly asked, "CEO Song, what is the matter?" He looked at the phone and replied, "They have found the person who sent the threatening messages to you." He turned his eyes to look at her and calmly said the name, Xiao Tan. The car was still there. showing no sign of leaving. Zhao Li probed. Can't bear to find him to settle accounts. Ji-Kwan denied. It is not that, CEO Song. Are you sure this investigation result is not wrong? Zhao Li asked back instead. Then does Director Ji feel that the soldiers I raise are useless? She quickly continued. No, thank you for helping me. What do you plan to do next? Facing his question, Ji-Kwan was dazed. I have not thought about it yet. Zhao Li seized the opportunity right away. I can help you. You have helped me a lot. I do not accept rewards without merit. Ji-Kwan secretly rejected. Men who give women kindness besides sympathy are either empathy or sex, which I do not like. Zhao Li had also anticipated this result. Sure enough, she still refuses to accept it. But then he tilted his head slightly and said, If you need my help, I am always ready. The scene shifts to the Song group. In the president's office, Zhao Li asked Ji-Kwan casually while working, Why did you choose to come to Qingcheng before? Was it because of Xiao Tan? She replied briefly with 2 words. It was not. Then she talked about work. It was not. CEO Song, you need to sign here. Zhao Li still did not stop, and continued to ask, Then what was the reason for coming to Qingcheng? Ji-Kwan's eyes were unfocused, and she replied softly, For money, Wangxing pays high salaries. He laughed softly after hearing this. The hand holding the pen quickly signed the document. Is that all? With just a few simple questions, Ji-Kwan deduced a love affair. She rejected, CEO Song. I believe there is love in this world, but I am not someone with a love brain. Song Zhao Li skipped this and suggested, If Songs pays you a higher salary, would you come? This statement made Ji-Kwan tremble slightly. After all, she desperately needed money now. If CEO Song is telling the truth, then I will carefully consider it. Zhao Li asked seriously again, What is your current annual salary? 600,000. I will pay you 1.2 million, finish the handover with Wangxing and come to Songs to work. Facing such a double salary, Ji-Kwan refused. Thank you CEO Song for your support, but I am not worth this salary. Zhao Li heard this. His eyes drooped slightly. Immediately after, he looked up at her. There are still people who are afraid of too much money. Ji-Kwan expressed truthfully, It is not that I am afraid of too much money, but effort is proportional to the results of labor. If virtue does not match the position, money will become a life-threatening talisman. As soon as she finished speaking, her phone rang again. CEO Song, I will answer the phone. Ji-Kwan hurried outside to answer the phone. Hello, is this Shuyu? Shuyu cried and said, Kwan, can you come to the police station now? I have been arrested. Several policemen could not help but discuss a bit after seeing her crying so much. What crime did she commit? It seems to be splashing paint, and she was caught on the spot by the person involved. Ji-Kwan was helpless. Weren't you going to be an undercover agent? How did you suddenly end up in the police station before she could speak? Shuyu added, Kwan, I beg you, only you can save me now. She reluctantly agreed to her. After that, Ji-Kwan quickly returned to say goodbye to Zhao Li, CEO Song. I have some things to handle. If you do not have anything else, I will take my leave first. He agreed. Go ahead. But before she left, he called out after her. Are you really not considering my company? Ji-Kwan stopped and replied, I will consider it, as long as the salary you offer is suitable for my ability. And also, Zhao Li continued, and also I can't disturb you. Go take care of your work. Ji-Kwan did not linger and quickly slipped away. Goodbye, CEO Song. The scene shifts to the city police station in Qingcheng. As soon as Ji-Kwan arrived, Shuyu rushed into her arms and sobbed. Kwan, what is going on? I messed up the wrong person. My colleague told me that the person who cheated on her was Liao Jing. But I went to stalk Liao Bei, and then what? Then, to vent my anger for my colleague, I splashed paint on his car. A Ferrari 458. Oh my God, if I remember correctly, that car is worth about 4 million. Not far away, Liao Bei was talking to the police. I agreed to settle privately. How about this? I reduced the price of the car to 3 million, and the car belongs to her. The policeman was confused. CEO Liao, are you making things difficult for this girl? 3 million? How can an editor of a fashion magazine? Liao Bei asked back. Officer Wei, do not tell me you want me to swallow this bitter pill. The policeman quickly explained. CEO Liao, do not misunderstand. My point is, should we find another way? For example, repairing it. Liao Bei turned his eyes to look at the two girls. Shuyu huddled into Ji-Kwan's arms. What to do? What to do? He is looking over. He wants to settle accounts with me. As soon as he looked over, he recognized her and shouted, "Oh, Ji-kwon, why are you here?" She asked in surprise, "Do you know me?" Liao Bei realized that he had slipped up. "Oh no, I slipped up. I have to find a way to remedy it." He took the opportunity to use Zhao Li's nickname and said to her, "Don't you know me? Then do you have any impression of Bahei?" Ji-kwon actually misunderstood and asked happily, "Is that you? Are you Bahei, the person who had secretly helped her before?" Liao Bei quickly defended, No, actually, I..." Before he could explain anything, Ji-kwon had given all her trust to Liao Bei. "Really, I have always wanted to thank you in person. Thank you for helping me." Liao Bei said embarrassedly and quickly changed the subject. That person is your friend. Yes, she is my best friend, your best friend, very righteous." Ji-kwon smiled awkwardly. "I am very sorry, CEO Liao. Do not worry. We won't miss a cent of the compensation. I am just afraid it will take a little longer." Liao Bei turned to the police without hesitation and said, "Officer Wei, drop the case. Forget about the compensation." Ji-kwon stared in surprise. "How can that be? No, this is not a small amount after all." Liao Bei smiled. "Consider it giving you face." Liao Bei suggested, "How about this? You be my nanny for 2 months, and we will consider all debts paid." Shu Yu said apologetically, "Isn't 2 months too little? It is 3 million. Then, half a year, let us just decide it like that." Liao Bei quickly closed the deal and slipped away. But before he could take a few steps, Ji-kwon called loudly from behind, "Please wait a moment." He was startled. Ji-kwon walked over cheerfully. "CEO Liao, is it convenient for me to ask for your contact information?" "It is okay to give you my contact information, but let me say first, do not mention the matter of repayment." He took out his phone to add Ji-kwon, then quickly got into the car and closed the door. Then he drove away, as if flying. Shu Yu looked blankly at the car. Quan, why do I have a feeling that he is anxiously running away?" On the way back, Liao Bei hurriedly called Song Zhao Li. A few rustling sounds came from the other end of the line, and then Zhao Li's voice, "Hello," Liao Bei asked apologetically, "Old Song, if you do a good deed, but someone else impersonates you, how would you react?" "That depends on what kind of good person or good deed it is. For example, a good deed like helping someone..." Zhao Li became angry upon hearing this. "Are you looking for death?" Liao Bei's face turned green and he hurriedly confessed, "Old Song, I did not want to either. It really was just a misunderstanding. What the hell is going on?" Liao Bei hurriedly ran to the CEO's office. Facing the cold face that could devour him alive at any time, he dared not look directly at him with a guilty conscience. Liao Bei knelt down as soon as he ran over, his whole body trembling. He hurriedly recounted, "That is how it is. Ji-kwon mistook me for Bahei, and I really did not intentionally impersonate you. Then what? She took the initiative to ask for your phone number." Song Zhao Li guessed correctly. Liao Bei burst into tears and hugged his leg to admit his mistake. "My brother, I just want you to be happy. What will happen if you and Ji-kwon continue like this?" Zhao Li scolded angrily, "Get out." While hugging his best friend's leg, Liao Bei's phone rang. "Who is it?" "Hello, CEO. Liao, I am Shu Yu. The Shu Yu who was blind and audacious enough to splash paint on your car, and was finally forgiven by you. What is the matter? Can I take a day off today? Something happened to my best friend's side. We are at the police station right now." It was extremely noisy on Shu Yu's side. Liao Bei asked worriedly, "What happened to Ji-kwon? Why is she at the police station for no reason?" Song Zhao Li was also super concerned about this conversation. He did not dare to miss even a second. Liao Bei quickly replied to Shu Yu, "What? She was attacked by her ex-boyfriend's mother." Okay, I will give you the day off. Call me as soon as you get out of the police station." Zhao Li asked anxiously, "What happened to her?" As soon as the phone call ended, he threw it aside, his face extremely smug. "Who are you asking about?" "Do you like Ji-kwon?" Zhao Li was asked a difficult question and embarrassedly avoided it. "It is already bad enough that you can't cure nearsightedness. You also have delusions." "All right. Let us just say I am thinking too much." A moment later, Shu Yu called again. "Hello, Shu Yu, are you out so quickly? Have you two eaten anything for dinner? Are you having barbecue at Ji-kwon's house? If we add another person, would you mind? Let me buy the ingredients, and Ji-kwon will be responsible for cooking." Okay, see you later." Liao Bei hung up the phone. "So what were we talking about? We were talking about Xiao Tan's mother." She sighed. Xiao Tan's mother is really sick. Her son cheated on his boss's wife and got fired. She still had the nerve to come and slander you. If we put that crazy fabrication in the police station, it would be a taste of the sanctions of the law. Jiquan smiled and appeased. Okay. You have scolded their mother and son for an hour. Can you rest for a bit? Then let me go outside to get some things. Wait for me a bit. At this time, Jiquan was left alone. Someone was secretly following her. He only dared to come out after Shuyu had left completely. Xiao Tan's voice rang out, Quan. Jiquan turned around in shock. He looked extremely haggard at this time. His eye sockets were sunken deeply. He rushed over, intending to grab Jiquan, but she managed to avoid him. Quan, what my mom did today was wrong. I will tell her to apologize to you later. Jiquan shouted angrily. No need. Can you please stay away from me? I do not want to have anything to do with you anymore. Xiao Tan stared in surprise. Then he turned his back and grabbed Jiquan's shirt. What are you pretending for? You pretend to be a pure jade woman in front of me, and then say something about only doing that after marriage. So what about Song Zhaoli? Is he your lover? Facing Song Zhaoli, you do not need to rent a room. You can play directly in the car. Jiquan confronted him calmly. Have you finished speaking? You are completely right. My lover is Song Zhaoli. I do not want to have a relationship with you before marriage, and when facing him, I do not need to rent a room either. In the car is fine, so what? What do you want to show? The two were still arguing back and forth. If you have the ability, repeat it again. I will say it even if you say it 100 times. So what? Do you want to hit me? Zhaoli also arrived at the door of her house at this time. He had witnessed all of this. What he did not expect was that Jishuan was not weak at all. Xiao Jin roared, Jishuan, do you think I would not dare? Not letting him say anything more, she slapped him across the face. He was furious after being slapped and immediately lunged to retaliate. But before Xiao Jin could even make a move, Xiao Li kicked him in the back. He fell to the ground, trembling in pain. Zhao Li quickly went to Jishuan's side and asked anxiously, Are you okay? Yes, I am fine. After confirming she was safe, Zhao Li turned to deal with the scumbag. Do you know who I am? He stammered Boss Song. He barked, Get lost. Don't let me see you again. Faced with Zhao Li's power, Xiao Jin still did not have the guts. He quickly fled. Just then, Liao Bei cautiously approached. Hi, we meet again. Jishuan was a little surprised. Boss Song and Boss Liao too. Even though she did not understand what was going on, she still invited everyone into the house. While preparing the food, Shu Yu asked Jishuan what she was wondering. Why is Song Zhaoli here? Liao Bei gave an awkward smile. We are here for dinner. Didn't we say so on the phone? After explaining, Liao Bei ran to his clueless best friend. What is this? A drink? How would I know? Your whole bag is probably what they bought. Shu Yu glanced at the two of them and then whispered to Jishuan, Listen, is Liao Bei really helping? Or is there some misunderstanding why he is a regular at the nightclub? He does not look like the kind of person who would do this kind of thing. His flirtatious behavior also says something. Lao Song, let us clink glasses. We are not leaving until we are drunk. Zhao Li glared at Liao Bei in disgust. You are crazy. Jishuan did not think as much as Shu Yu. She replied, but the name of the person helping, even my mother does not know. As soon as she finished speaking, Song Zhaoli's voice rang out. Need any help? Shu Yu immediately realized that she was a big light bulb and quickly found an excuse to slip away. I am going to wash the vegetables. Jishuan continued to grill the meat. Her hair seemed a bit bothersome. Jishuan politely replied, No need for help. You and Boss Liao just sit over there. Thank you for what happened just now. At this moment, a hand suddenly reached out to help Jishuan tuck her hair behind her ear. She was startled and stunned. Zhao Li was very calm. No need to be so polite. Even if I did not come, you could have handled it. This eye-catching scene was accidentally seen by the two gossips. But the two people had different expressions. One was angry, and the other was amused. Oh my god, Song Zhaoli is flirting with Xuan Xuan. These are all important points. Quickly write them down so we can use them as tips for picking up girls in the future. With Shu Yu's prejudice against Zhao Li, she immediately stepped forward and coughed. Jishuan hurriedly came to the rescue. Everyone, sit down. As soon as Jishuan sat down, Liao Bei pulled Zhao Li to sit next to her. Boss Song, sit here. This spot is good. A grand feast was ready. Liao Bei immediately praised, "Ji Xuan, your cooking is really amazing." She happily picked up food for him. "Boss Liao, have some beef. It tastes really good too." Liao Bei smiled and accepted it. "Really? Let me try it." The jealous jar next to her spoke up. "Boss Liao, I remember you do not like beef." Before he could even try the meat, Liao Bei had to give it to Zhao Li. Right, I actually do not like beef that much. Lao Song, try it and see how it tastes." Zhao Li immediately tasted it. Then he praised, "It smells great." Shu Yu smelled the flirting again and coughed. Then she said, "That is right, Xuan Xuan. Do not forget to bring my brother home to meet your mother this Saturday." Shu Yu's words reminded her that she had to find a fake boyfriend. But it could not be Song Zhao Li. So Ji Xuan quickly agreed. She smiled and said, "Not only that, but the two of us will continue to act. When you and my brother get married, you must give me 2 big red envelopes." 2 envelopes. Hehe. 1 envelope is for talking, and 1 envelope is for being a matchmaker. Don't worry, you won't be shortchanged. Having heard everything he needed to hear, Song Zhao Li was so angry that his hands trembled. His attitude immediately changed from happy to uncomfortable. Liao Bei had a big question mark appear in his head. What is going on? Someone got here before me. He used his eyes to tease Song Zhao Li. Some people are always destined to be second place, and you are always destined to be the third wheel. Get lost. Everyone continued to eat and drink, ignoring Zhao Li's dark expression, which resembled the sky outside. Liao Bei then pulled out a bottle of wine to tempt them. "Listen, I brought wine. Let us drink a little, shall we?" Ji Xuan spoke up first. "Shu Yu and I can't drink much, so we can only drink a little." "Drink as much as you can." Ignoring everything, Zhao Li just sat there gloomily, not paying attention to anything. Liao Bei quickly carried the wine to Ji Xuan. "Here, let me pour you one." "Thank you, Boss Liao." "You must finish the whole glass." Ji Xuan took the glass and drank it in large gulps. The glass was quickly emptied. Ji Xuan's alcohol tolerance was too low. After drinking just 1 glass, she started talking more. "Actually, I have always wondered, what do you mean by giving yourself the name Ba He?" This question should have been for Song Zhao Li, but her expectant gaze was directed only at Liao Bei. Song Zhao Li remained indifferent on the surface. But in his heart, he was secretly rejoicing. "Liao Bei, you are dead meat." Seeing him hesitate, Ji Xuan asked, "Boss Liao, is it inconvenient to say?" Liao Bei was flustered. 4th brother, older brother. He could not explain, so Song Zhao Li seized the opportunity to speak up. "Ba he, bang ji, he." Ba often refers to the eldest brother. In this case, it refers to the husband. Ji Xuan was dumbfounded. I asked Liao Bei, "Why is Song Zhao Li answering?" His explanation made her face flush red, but not because of the alcohol. Seeing this, Shu Yu shouted, "Song Zhao Li, what are you answering for?" "My Xuan did not ask you." Seeing that the situation was not good, Liao Bei quickly made peace. Okay, let us stop drinking here for today. Lao Song, let us go home." Zhao Li did not want to leave and made up an excuse. "Let me have a sip of tea." Liao Bei glanced at him, signaling, "You are not the type to drink tea. I am too lazy to talk to you. Let us go. Seeing Shu Yu, Liao Bei grabbed her. "Shu Yu, let me take you home." "What? You want me to pay you back now?" "No. I am taking you home." "No need. I am sleeping at Xuan's place tonight. The driver is downstairs. It is on the way. No need. Let me go." "I have to sleep at Xuan's tonight." No matter how much Shu Yu struggled, she was dragged away by Liao Bei. The door slammed shut. Only the 2 of them were left in the house. Song Zhao Li quickly brought a glass of water. "Want some tea? It will help you sober up." Ji Xuan looked around and asked, "Where's Shu Yu?" "Liao Bei's driver is downstairs. It is on the way, so he took her home." Ji Xuan took the tea and asked without hesitation, "Thank you. Everyone's gone. Why have not you left yet?" Zhao Li ignored her question and changed the subject. "Why did you go to the police station today?" Ji Xuan was a little tipsy, so she answered honestly. "Today, Xiaojin's mother blocked me at the entrance of the neighborhood, making up stories to cause trouble, so I called the police." Zhao Li frowned. "Xiaojin again." Ji Xuan continued, "Oh, right, Xiaojin knows that my lover is you. and even threatened me. What? He was a little surprised. Jishuan thought he did not hear clearly and kindly repeated, I said, Xiaojun knows that my lover is you. He even threatened me. In the long sentence, he only paid attention to the words, my lover? When Jishuan was drunk, she really dared to do anything. She pointed to Zhao Li and suggested, yes, be my kept man. Zhao Li laughed. Me? Be your kept man? Can you afford to support me? The more they talked, the closer they got. Jishuan asked worriedly, is it expensive? Zhao Li liked to provoke others. He smiled mischievously and said, try it and see. After saying that, he wrapped his arms around her and picked her up, not avoiding it. Taking advantage of her being drunk, he wanted to learn more about her. After graduating from college, why did you come to Qingcheng? It is like throwing yourself into the wolf's den. Jishuan did not answer. She directly put a kiss on his lips. The scene outside was still quiet. Only the two people in the room were not calm. The kiss continued for a long time. This time, Jishuan was very active, and even stood on tiptoe to kiss Zhao Li. He wrapped his arms around her waist. Her tiny waist fit perfectly in his hand. The kiss was accompanied by heavy breathing. The kiss was as intense as a real couple. After a long time, the two gradually separated. Zhao Li looked at her and said gently, I won't take advantage of a burning house to loot. Hearing him say that, Jishuan's eyes were a little disappointed. Then she suddenly grabbed his tie and whispered, don't? Zhao Li was startled and hummed. Jishuan seemed to become a different person, actively untying his tie. Zhao Li looked at her affectionately and called, Little Fox. This time, Zhao Li did not hesitate. He put her down on the sofa. The two continued to exchange passionate kisses. Jishuan wrapped her arms around Zhao Li affectionately. She leaned in and put a deep kiss on his lips. Zhao Li was also cunning, slowly kissing her beautiful hand. After that, he took off his white shirt, revealing his eye-catching 8-pack abs. In the end, will it happen or not? You know it in your heart. Jishuan still did not intend to push him away. Therefore, Zhao Li decided to go all the way, leaning down to kiss her again. It was soon dawn. The house was now a mess, with clothes flying everywhere. Jishuan slowly opened her eyes. Zhao Li had also just woken up. He gently kissed her, woke up. Jishuan looked at him drowsily. Zhao Li turned to ask, planning to shirk responsibility. She still did not speak and pretended to be dead. Zhao Li caressed her hair, his voice still gentle, not planning to say anything. Seeing that she could not hide forever, Jishuan opened her eyes and turned to look at him. Last night, Zhao Li seemed to have predicted everything. Again, it is, thank you, and then, I will treat you to a meal someday, right? As expected, he guessed correctly. Jishuan turned her face away shyly. Her attitude returned to its cold state. Basong, we are both adults. Last night's matter, we each bear half the responsibility. Let us call it even. These words more or less changed Zhao Li's mood. He leaned towards Jishuan, his voice aggrieved, call it even. Jishuan's heart was unconsciously pounding at this moment, but she did not know how to face it, so she closed her eyes tightly again. After that, Jishuan turned to coldly question, Boss Song, what do you want to do now? As soon as she turned around, Zhao Li took the opportunity to climb on top of her. He forced her to look directly at him before speaking, I can do whatever I want, right? Jishuan could not avoid it now, and could only stare at him. Although she did not say anything on the outside, her heart was screaming. With his status, he probably would not ask me to commit murder or arson, right? But what if he does something I can't do? Drinking alcohol really ruins things. Zhao Li looked at her as if waiting for a satisfactory answer. The two just looked at each other. Saying that she did not answer, he suddenly smiled. Then he sat up. I have not thought of a way to resolve this yet. Let us just say you owe me a favor. When I think of a way for you to repay it, I will contact you again. Jishuan did not accept this, and questioned back, me? Owe you a favor? Zhao Li changed black and white without hesitation, saying aggrievedly, I am still single, and you already have a boyfriend. In this relationship, no matter how you look at it, I am the one who is at a disadvantage, right? He acted so well that Jishuan's eyes widened in surprise. She immediately retorted, how did you suddenly become the victim? You clearly. Before she could finish her sentence, the phone rang again. Answer the phone. It is yours. Jixuan quickly answered the phone. Hello, Shu Yu's voice came over. Xuan, I am in trouble again. What is it this time? I beat Liao Bei to the point where he was hospitalized. Shu Yu cried in the hospital. The doctor said he will wake up in half an hour. I am so scared. After listening, Jixuan immediately hung up the phone. Zhao Li had been by her side all this time. As soon as she hung up, he asked, What happened? Jixuan replied, Boss Liao is currently in the hospital. Can you take the time to visit him? Zhao Li calmly kissed her before replying, Okay, I will wait for you outside the door. We will go together later. After being kissed by him, her cheeks flushed red and her heart was in a mess. Why do I feel like the more I want to separate myself from him, the more entangled I become? A little later, Jixuan finished getting ready. Zhao Li was still waiting outside. Seeing her come out, he asked, Finished getting ready? Jixuan just hummed in response. This reply made Zhao Li unhappy, and he raised his eyebrows slightly. His eyes looked at her thoughtfully. As expected, he had noticed. In his heart, he could not help but feel annoyed. Is her attitude trying to draw a line between us? Cut to the hospital, where Liao Bei was lying. Inside the hospital, the medical staff were all busy. Liao Bei woke up in a daze. Jixuan carried a basket of fruit and stepped forward hesitantly, Boss Liao. As soon as she saw her, Shu Yu rushed over. Xuan, you are finally here. I do not know what to do. Who would have thought that pretty boy would be so weak? I only hit him lightly twice, and he already broke a bone. Shu Yu was still crying. As soon as she saw Zhao Li, her attitude immediately changed. Song Zhao Li, why are you here too? I did not mean to hit him. But she suddenly realized something. She quickly pulled Jixuan aside and asked in a low voice, That is not right. Why did you two come together, you two? What exactly is going on between you two? I did not think too much about it last night. Don't tell me you actually want to be with him. I have heard that the Song family. Let us talk about your business first. What is the matter with hitting someone? It was really an accident. Yesterday, he insisted on taking me upstairs. I thought he had ulterior motives. I just lightly threw him over my shoulder and kicked him lightly twice. Jixuan hesitantly pointed at Liao Bei. Really? Let me see. Are you sure this was from being beaten and not a car accident? This is what you call lightly. Liao Bei was being laughed at by Zhao Li on the other side. Song Zhao Li, you really do not have a heart. I am already like this, and you still have the mood to tease me. Shu Yu walked to Liao Bei's bed in a panic. Her voice hesitated. Boss Liao, I am really sorry. I used a little too much force. Please do not hold it against me. Liao Bei turned his face away in anger. At the same time, Jixuan also spoke up. Boss Liao, there is some money in this card. What happened suddenly may not be enough for treatment costs. Shu Yu and I will definitely add more money for you. Later, Shu Yu had realized her mistake and intended to make amends, hoping that he could generously forgive her. Zhao Li also helped persuade Liao Bei from the side. The little girl knows she is wrong and is willing to make amends. Just let it go. After that, he turned to Jixuan and said, Your friend has also been up all night. Take her home to rest first. She firmly refused. This matter is really Shu Yu's fault first. Regardless of whether Boss Liao forgives us or not, we still have to do our duty. So we will still take care of him. After she finished speaking, she received a text message. As soon as she looked at her phone, Jixuan's expression darkened. The text message was from a strange number. Prepare 500,000 for me. I have news about your father. Liao Bei was transferred to the inpatient area. Seeing Jixuan constantly worrying, Zhao Li cared and said, Okay. Seeing you so busy, do not think about things here anymore. Jixuan replied with a heavy heart. But, he comforted, no buts. He won't mind. Liao Bei immediately spoke up from the side, who said I would not. But before he could say a few words, Zhao Li interrupted, You won't mind, right? Betrayed by his best friend, Liao Bei had no choice but to comply. Ah, right. Hearing him say it with his own mouth, Jixuan was finally able to rest assured and pull Shu Yu away. Thank you for your understanding. Shu Yu and I will try to add the remaining money as soon as possible. I am really sorry this time. I will pay more attention to the strength of my hands next time. there is going to be a next time. Well then, we will take our leave first. On the way back, Jishuan blamed Shu Yu a few times. I had you learn martial arts to be healthy, but you did the opposite and used it to beat people. Shu Yu replied, I know I was wrong. Don't worry, I won't let you pay for that money. Let us not talk about me anymore. What was up with that text message? Your face turned dark. Jishuan looked away and said gloomily, It is Xiaojin. He deliberately changed to a strange number to text me, pretending to be mysterious. I was planning to deal with him after I finished this business, but it seems like I can't wait any longer. Shu Yu immediately judged, That man is really disgusting. How are you planning to deal with him? Do you need me to help you beat him up? As soon as she finished speaking, Jishuan pinched her cheek. You just beat someone into the hospital without learning a lesson. Do you know that this is a society ruled by law? Shu Yu regretfully cried out, Ouch, 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 I am sorry, I was wrong. I am just worried about you. Remember, you have to tell me immediately. If anything happens, don't worry, I have a plan. I have prepared everything. The conversation between the two was accidentally overheard by Zhao Li. But he just remained silent and did not say anything. It was getting dark, and the streetlights were already on, in the parking lot. Jishuan was waiting there for someone. A car slowly stopped beside her. A man's voice rang out, Little G, why did you suddenly ask to meet me, Boss Wang? I know you are angry with me, thinking that I and Xiaojin are accomplices, harming you, but please believe me, that this is just a misunderstanding. Xiaojin and I broke up a long time ago. Boss Wang did not seem to let it go. He just replied coldly, Okay, Little G, if there is nothing important, I will go first. The company still has things to do. Seeing this, Jishuan hurriedly moved closer. Boss Wang, then I will just say it straight. I am preparing to deal with Xiaojin. It is likely to involve your wife, so I made an appointment with you to explain in advance. I guess with your relationship, he won't be able to stand firm in Qingcheng anymore. Hearing this, Boss Wang finally opened the car door and faced Jishuan. Oh, so how are you planning to deal with him? I am planning to go to his hometown, cause some commotion, and cut off his retreat. You are a little girl, and you are also a leader in the company. Aren't you afraid of losing face? Not losing face? This is the retribution he deserves. It has nothing to do with me. This little girl is really interesting. In that case, go ahead and do it. I have already prepared the divorce papers on my end. That is right, Little G. Why do not you let Boss Song help you with this? My relationship with Boss Song has not reached that level. This matter can't be delayed. I am going to deal with Xiaojin's matter first. Sorry I can't entertain you. After saying that, she turned and left. Jishuan returned to the car. The uncomfortable feeling from earlier was still there. Boss Wang is really something. Why did he suddenly mention Song Zhaoli? There is clearly nothing between me and him. At this moment, her phone suddenly lit up. Jishuan recognized it as soon as she looked. It was Xiaojin again. I have to stabilize him first. Have you considered it? I really have news about your father. What would I gain from lying to you? Okay, 500,000 is not a small amount. Give me 2 days to prepare. Okay. Jishuan did this to make him lower his guard. So many things rushed into her head, making her extremely tired. I never thought that I would have to do something like this one day. But to deal with him, the best way is to expose his dirty deeds in his hometown so that everyone knows. She recalled some previous scenes. Even though he was cheating, he still tried to justify himself. Xuan, listen to me. What else is there to say? I saw you and Boss Wang's wife rolling around together. Isn't that enough? Xuan, calm down. Only after I appease her can I get a promotion and a raise. I am doing this for our future. Jishuan was not stupid. She coldly announced, cancel the wedding. Remember to explain it clearly to your parents. He shamelessly clung to her. Jishuan, you only earn a little salary each month and you still have to pay off your father's debts. Do you think you are still a rich young lady? Besides me, who else would want you? Jishuan angrily slapped him, and one side of his cheek immediately flushed red. She coldly said, Don't touch me with your dirty hands. Back to the present, it had started to rain, with thunder and lightning booming. Jishuan recalled the past and trembled with anger. I did not expect that he not only wanted to take the shortcut of cheating, but he also had no limits, threatening me again and again. I can't continue with him anymore. This kind of person must be dealt with quickly and decisively. I will let you know what the consequences are for daring to drag me down. Another day passed. Sunlight shone into the room. Jixuan slowly opened her eyes. She slowly sat up and looked at the clock. I slept all the way until the afternoon. Her phone rang at the same time. Jixuan rubbed her eyes and checked her phone. I wonder what Shuyu wants? She stood up, stretched, and then answered the phone. Hello? Shuyu shouted into the speaker. Xuan, did you do that thing with Xiaojin? Jixuan's ears hurt, and she frowned in confusion. What do you mean? Shuyu immediately recounted. His relatives in his hometown all know about his dirty deeds. His family is currently in chaos. After listening, Jixuan showed a satisfied smile. Then she replied, I know. Last night, Jixuan had driven alone to Xiaojin's hometown. Fortunately, Xiaojin's hometown was in a village, and everyone went to bed early. She walked and thought to herself, now I just need to quickly place these flyers in front of the houses of his friends and relatives. And wait until tomorrow morning. The news that he was fired for having an affair with his boss's wife will spread like wildfire so everyone will know. At that time, what kind of person will he be in his hometown? Back in the present, Shuyu cheered with interest. That is a wonderful thing to do. I also heard that Xiaojin was beaten up today, and the new company that hired him has also fired him. Jixuan was a little surprised. How do you know these things? Shuyu replied, Xiaojin's distant cousin and my cousin are best friends of the opposite sex. Unexpected, right? Not only did she tell me, but I also have pictures of him being beaten up. I won't say more, I still have some things to do. I will send you the pictures to see. Jixuan did not persuade her to stay and quickly said goodbye to Shuyu. Okay, go take care of your work. After hanging up, Shuyu immediately sent the photos to her. Jixuan looked at the picture, slightly surprised. The person in this picture was Qiulin. Moreover, the place in the picture was not the alley in front of her apartment building. Could it be that Song Zhaoli did it? But why would he take action? Cut to the hospital. The inpatient area was quite deserted. Liao Bei had his bandages removed today. He was looking in the mirror with satisfaction. Luckily, my face is still handsome. I really did not sleep all night. He asked Zhao Li, but he did not say anything, just focused on looking at his phone. Liao Bei glanced at him. Your woman's methods are too ruthless. Does she have to take revenge like that? Zhao Li unhesitatingly defended Jixuan. Isn't it good to take revenge? Should she just be a soft persimmon for anyone to squeeze? Liao Bei chuckled and teased. You admit that your woman is all grown up now. Then, he seriously advised, if you care about her so much that you can't sleep all night, then why do not you just help her directly? Zhao Li replied. If someone stabbed you, would you want to take revenge yourself? Or have me help you take revenge? Liao Bei immediately understood. I understand what you are saying. Zhao Li was a little surprised, stopped peeling the apple, and looked at him, asking, What do you understand? Liao Bei winked and replied, I understand that you look innocent and naive, but you are actually very cunning. Taking advantage of the fact that he had a knife in his hand, Zhao Li raised it threateningly. I think Shuyu was a little too light on you. Liao Bei fearfully refused. Do not. Let us talk about your business. So you are not planning to intervene. At this moment, Jixuan suddenly sent a text message. Did you hit Xiaojin? Reading the text message, the corner of Zhao Li's mouth slightly lifted. How should I answer her now? The scene shifted to the courtyard of Jixuan's apartment complex. Since waking up, she had been busy gossiping about Xiaojin and had not had time to clean up. Instead of replying to her text message, Song Zhaoli called her directly. Jixuan was puzzled. Why did Song Zhaoli suddenly call directly? She quickly answered the phone. Hello? His gentle voice rang out. Woke up, hungry. Jixuan asked in surprise. What? Where are you now? Zhao Li smiled. Go to the window and take a look. She walked to the window, looked down, and in an instant, Jixuan saw him. Zhao Li looked up at her, smiled brightly, and said, Hello. This greeting made Jixuan blush embarrassedly. She said awkwardly, I still have not changed my clothes yet. Wait a bit, I will come down right away. Zhao Li said gently, No need. Take your time to get ready. A moment later, Jixuan quickly came downstairs. She looked around anxiously, searching for Zhao Li's figure. Under the setting sun, his flawless, handsome face appeared. He slowly walked towards her. Then he asked, Have you had dinner yet? Jixuan was startled. Huh, no, not yet. He continued, then let us go eat together. I have not eaten either. Without waiting for her to agree, he asked, what do you want to eat? This time, Jixuan was not polite anymore. She replied, how about the noodle shop across from the apartment complex? She pointed to the noodle shop and praised, it is very delicious. Hearing this, Zhao Li sulked. Can't we go further? Jixuan turned away embarrassedly. I still have some work to do today. Zhao Li stopped sulking as soon as he heard that. That is good. I thought you hated being with me. She denied, of course not. He stepped closer to her and said, since it is so close, let us just walk over, shall we? The two went to eat, forgetting that there was still someone in the car. Qiulin was extremely hurt. Are they just leaving like that? What about me? The restaurant did not look too luxurious, but it was very clean. As soon as she saw Jixuan, the owner automatically placed an order. Little G, the usual, yes, this time. Add a large bowl too. Okay. Jixuan turned to ask Zhao Li, Boss Song, would you like anything else? This mixed vegetable dish is also delicious. Zhao Li sat down, took a tissue, and started wiping the table. While wiping the table, he asked, is Wan Sheng's treatment that bad? Jixuan hurried forward. Let me do it for Boss Song. He did not refuse, crossed his arms, and said, please trouble Director Ji. Jixuan had a real reason for coming out with him. She seized the opportunity to ask directly, Boss Song, I do not want to beat around the bush anymore. I will just ask straight. Was Xiao Jin beaten by your people? He did not deny it, and hummed in agreement. Zhao Li really did not want to hide it anymore. He confronted her frankly. Since you do not want to beat around the bush, I will ask straight too. Why do you think I did that? His question made Jixuan blush. Song Zhao Li and he had no grudges. Why would he do that? Wasn't it too obvious? No one said it, but everyone understood. Jixuan said softly, thank you. Zhao Li asked aggrievedly, so you are inviting me to eat noodles because of that? Of course not. Zhao Li tilted his head and looked at her, continuing to attack. Then what is it? You only said thank you just now, but you did not answer my question. Why do you think I took action to help? Jixuan was still silent, at a loss for words. Not daring to say it or not wanting to face it, he questioned. Seeing that she could not escape, Jixuan made up a reason. Boss Song, I have a boyfriend. He is Shuyu's cousin. We are in love. I can't do anything to hurt him. Zhao Li did not believe this, and continued to ask, really? Then why did you sleep with me the other day? His sudden mention of this made Jixuan speechless. Zhao Li was very proud and pressed his advantage. Aren't you going to explain anything? Jixuan was flustered. How could she explain it? No matter how she explained it, it would not sound like something a serious person would do. The owner brought the noodles at the same time. The noodles are here. Holding the bowl of noodles in her hands, she breathed a sigh of relief. I am saved. But in the next second, she choked on the owner's question. Little girl, is this young man your boyfriend? He is very handsome. Jixuan denied it embarrassedly. No, he is just my boss. The owner looked at her suspiciously. Then she looked at Zhao Li and cleverly saw the hickey on his neck. The owner seemed to understand something, patted Jixuan's shoulder, and chuckled. I understand. Young couples like you, like the so-called role-playing. These 2 bowls of noodles are only 20 yuan. Consider it a congratulations on your good news. Zhao Li was overjoyed. He ate the noodles and said, this meal is on me. A moment later, the two had finished eating. Zhao Li took his phone and scanned the code. Boss, I have transferred the money. Jixuan was dumbfounded. Boss Song, I said I would treat you today. Who told you that? He teased. You owe me so much. You want a 20 yuan bowl of noodles to settle things. Jixuan really intended to do that. Could it be that he wants me to eat with him again? As expected, she guessed correctly. Zhao Li happily turned around and waved his hand. This time, it is on me. Next time, you will treat me. Although she did not like it very much, Jixuan had no choice but to accept it. Just as they were about to leave, Zhao Li suddenly remembered something and turned back to comfort her. Zhao Jin won't bother you anymore. Don't cling to the past so much either. Jixuan nodded slightly. Zhao Li leaned in slightly and continued, let the past be the past. You have to look forward, understand. She looked at him blankly and could only call out, Boss Song. It seemed that some kind of emotion was gradually sneaking into her heart. Jixuan gently thanked Zhao Li and also dispelled all the bad thoughts about him. But then she sighed. Look forward. What is ahead? How should I treat him in the end? Jixuan walked away, but her mind was still filled with thoughts about him. That night, I really was a little drunk at first, but what about after that? After that I was sober. A fallen autumn leaf landed in her palm, like an implication that she had met the right person. Jixuan kept thinking, but she could not figure anything out. At that time, Zhao Li had also set out on his way back. Like her, his heart was also filled with thoughts that had no explanation. A thoughtful expression. Seeing his expression, Qi Lin presumptuously asked, Boss Song, do you like Director G? Zhao Li slowly lit a cigarette. He exhaled smoke and asked back, so what? Cut back to Jixuan's home. She had just finished showering and was drying her hair. She thought, tomorrow is the weekend, and I have a date with Wu Hui, Shuyu's cousin. To pretend to be my boyfriend and go home, I have to try to sleep early. At this moment, her phone chimed with a text message. Tomorrow is the weekend. Does Director G have any plans? Is there anything you are doing? No, just asking. Jixuan wondered, Q Lin, what does he want from me at this hour? It turned out that the person asking was not Chu Lin, but Zhao Li. Jixuan quickly replied, going home with my boyfriend to visit my mother. After reading it, the hand holding the phone trembled slightly. Cut to Jixuan's mother's house. She and her fake boyfriend had arrived very early. She said apologetically, Hello, thank you for your trouble today. Wu Hui replied, It is nothing. I have heard about your situation from my 5th younger sister, so rest assured today. I will definitely play the role of a standard boyfriend well, so that your aunt feels that if we break up, it is your fault. Wu Hui winked, after speaking, making her laugh. The two quickly entered the house. Wu Hui greeted briskly. Hello, Auntie. It is my first time meeting you. I brought some gifts. I do not know if you will like them. Jixuan's mother politely accepted them. Oh, just coming to visit is enough. No need for gifts. Wu Hui went into the house with her, saying happily, This is what I should do. Please accept them, Auntie. Seeing the two getting along harmoniously, Jixuan felt somewhat relieved. It is quite similar already. My mother must be relieved now. At this moment, there was a knock on the door outside. Jixuan went to open it. You two talk first. I will go open the door. She placed her hand on the door and opened it. The person outside was actually Song Zhao Li. Jixuan asked in surprise, You, what are you doing here? He tilted his head. Director G, are not you going to welcome me? The noise outside had attracted the attention of the two people inside. Wu Hui called out in surprise, Boss Song. Song Zhao Li went straight to Wu Hui and questioned, Director Wu is dating Director G. Wu Hui hesitated and replied, Following Zhao Li was Qi Lingni. He thought to himself, oh no, our boss is here to be the third wheel again. Seeing that the situation was not good, Jixuan quickly pulled him aside. Boss Song, what are you doing here? Is there something you need me for? The cunning fox revealed a treacherous smile. Of course there is work to discuss. Did we have any personal matters? Jixuan frowned. Right now, Zhao Li replied immediately without thinking. Right now. She angrily cursed inwardly. Is he really so urgent that he has to find me on the weekend like this? Zhao Li sat down and slowly asked, The person just now, is that the boyfriend you were talking about? Jixuan replied a little guiltily, Yes, is there something wrong? Hearing this, his movement stopped. Then he looked back at her and asked seriously, So what do you think of him? At this point, Jixuan could not think of anything. She stammered, This. Well, he is very good, quite witty, and humorous. After listening, Zhao Li's face became darker and darker. Then he said in a commanding tone, I did not come here to listen to you say these things. Get in the car first. Jixuan was dumbfounded, and several big question marks appeared in her head. Didn't you ask first? The two quickly got into the car. Jixuan still thought it was really about work. She asked seriously, So, Boss Song, is there a problem with the project? What problem is so urgent that you had to rush back from the city to find me? Zhao Li sat next to her, leaning in slightly. He spoke slowly. The wound on my back has scabbed over. It is very itchy, but I can't scratch it. If I scratch it, it will bleed. Jixuan did not pay attention to what he was saying at all. focusing solely on work. Boss Song, what is the problem with the project? In the end, Zhao Li turned around, pressed closer to her, and asked closely, "You tell me, there are things that you know you can't touch, but you still can't help but want to touch. Then what should I do now?" Again, it was this distance, a distance that made her stunned, unable to do anything. Borrowing objects to allude to people. I really do not know if I am thinking too much or not thinking enough. Jixuan tilted her head to avoid him. If you know you can't touch it, then it is best not to touch it. Zhao Li continued to lift Jixuan's chin, maintaining a close distance. You want to advise me to accept fate? What if I can't control it? With just that much, her cheeks were already flushed red. She avoided his gaze embarrassedly. If you can't control it, then let the wound become necrotic, and then cut it off completely. Her words made him unable to help but think of a phrase, wicked woman. A moment later, Jixuan finally returned. I am back. Both her mother and Wu Hui were looking forward to her. Her mother asked worriedly, Xuan, did your colleague give you a hard time? What kind of person is he? It is the weekend, and he is still chasing you here to discuss work. Jixuan replied, he is just a normal, inhuman partner. You do not need to worry, Mom. Not long before that, Zhao Li had actually found a bunch of problems in the project. The plan is not fashionable enough. We have to improve the style and add a little more implication. It will take until next week to revise it. That is too slow. I need it today. Thinking about it, Jixuan could only sigh. He clearly came here to make trouble, talking for half a day without clearly stating his requirements. Then, she turned to apologize to Wu Hui. I am sorry. I need to revise the plan today so it looks like I can only entertain you next time. He waved his hand and smiled. It is okay, clients, I understand. If there is a chance next time, I will come again. It quickly turned dark. Jixuan typed on the computer for a long time, and only then could she heave a sigh of relief. I finally finished revising and sending it. Looking at the clock, she sighed again. I did not expect to be so busy until this hour. At this time, her mother also came in, knocking lightly on the door and calling out, Xuan, are you finished working? Have some fruit. Yes, Mom. Sit down and rest a bit too. Jixuan looked at her mother and asked, Mom, what are you watching? She replied, nothing. I just feel like my Xuan is all grown up, growing up to be both capable and beautiful. As soon as she finished speaking, her face suddenly changed, and she collapsed. Jixuan called anxiously, Mom, what is wrong? She trembled and grabbed her hand, then quickly called an ambulance. Hello, is this the 120 emergency center? After that, she quickly ran to find someone to help. Auntie Wang, are you home? My mother fainted. I am afraid the ambulance won't arrive in time. Auntie Wang's door still did not open. Tears were already streaming down her face. At that moment, Zhao Li appeared and asked, what is wrong? What happened? His appearance made her feel like she had found the last ray of hope. Zhao Li just looked at her without saying anything. Soon after, her mother was taken to the emergency room of the hospital. Jixuan anxiously looked for the doctor. Doctor, what is wrong with my mother? The doctor reproached, being a child and not knowing what is wrong with your parents. Hearing this, Zhao Li immediately spoke up to defend her. Do the doctors at your hospital all have such low overall quality? Or is it just your personal professional quality that has a problem? What is wrong with her in the end? The doctor quickly told the two the information. She has a urinary tract infection and can only have a kidney transplant. Currently, there is no suitable kidney source, so we can only wait. Tears streamed down Jixuan's face again. She asked regretfully, why? Why is it like this? Her body swayed unsteadily, and Zhao Li reached out to support her. He comforted softly, don't panic. Let us go outside first. In this situation, Jixuan still talked about work. Basong, the revised plan is finished, and I have sent it to your email. Zhao Li praised, I saw it, you did a great job, it has been approved. Jixuan continued, thank you very much for today. Not only that, but Zhao Li also said, let me think of a way to find a kidney source. Hearing these words, the mixed emotions in Jixuan's heart surged again. She asked puzzledly, Basong, what do you want from me in the end? Jixuan choked up, only able to say a few intermittent words. Zhao Li looked at her, thinking in his heart, what do I want? He sighed helplessly. Then he scratched his head uncomfortably. If I really wanted to achieve something, I would not be here at all. Why would I be downstairs at her house? She had clearly stated it very clearly. At that time, he was just sitting in the car, smoking. But when he heard her voice full of tears, his body had stepped forward before his heart. It was because of this that Zhao Li appeared as soon as Jixuan was panicked. After thinking for a while, he finally spoke, "You can consider it as the reward for finding you. Compared to the beauty of women, I hope to have a reliable right-hand man by my side more. Women and power, I lean towards the latter more." Jixuan was about to say something, "I do not." But Zhao Li did not give her a chance, continuing, "I know you do not believe me. I know you do not trust me. But Jixuan, life must have cracks so that light can shine through. Although I am not a gentleman, I am not a villain either. Give me a chance. Also, give yourself a chance, okay?" After the conversation, Jixuan returned to her mother's hospital room. Her mother had just woken up and asked, "Xuan, has your boss left?" "Yes." She held her mother's hand and asked carefully, "Mom, do you still feel uncomfortable anywhere now?" She said sadly, Xuan, I have implicated you. If it were not for this family, if it were not for me, with your ability, you would not need to live the life you are living now." Jixuan quickly stopped her mother. "Mom, what are you talking about? Implicating?" "I just asked the doctor. Your illness is not serious and can be cured." She still wanted to refuse. Xuan, listen to me this time. I am not going to treat my illness anymore. You should keep this money to live well, to live really well. Jixuan immediately reassured her mother. "You do not need to worry about the money. I have a way to solve it. Rest assured, I can solve everything. In this world, I only have one relative, you. I will definitely cure your illness." Cut to a hotel in the Yansheng district. Song Zhao was staying here for one night. Zhao had just finished showering. As soon as he came out, he saw Jixuan standing right in front of him. Jixuan was covered in water, as if she had come here in the rain. He asked worriedly, "Did you get caught in the rain? Let us go inside first." Jixuan still stood in the same spot, hesitating to speak. "Boss Song, about your proposal, I have thought it over carefully. I will give you my answer now." Zhao Li could not wait and asked quickly, "So what is your answer?" She looked up at him again. Her hands clenched unconsciously. "Before I say it, I want to ask one question. Do you want to keep me or hire me?" Zhao Li had never encountered this kind of question before, and he did not know how to respond. He swallowed, his Adam's apple bobbing. Then, Zhao Li pushed her against the wall and used a counter question. "So do you want to be kept or hired?" The distance was shortened again. Jixuan was dissatisfied. "Why is he asking me back?" She pouted and replied, "Hired." "Just waiting for that," Zhao Li shrugged. "Then it is hired." Getting the answer she wanted, Jixuan smiled radiantly. She bowed politely and thanked Boss Song. Then she hurried to slip away. "It is so late, and I am still bothering you. Go rest." But before she could leave, Zhao Li grabbed her hand. "Wait." Jixuan became like a cat with its fur standing on end, quickly pulling her hand back and asking vigilantly, "Is there anything else, Boss Song?" He sighed and looked at her. "It is raining heavily. Let me take you home." She started drawing a clear line again. "Boss Song, we are superiors and subordinates. Your behavior is a little inappropriate." She was immediately countered. "We are superiors and subordinates. The way you are talking to me is a little inappropriate." Since he had said that, Jixuan had no choice but to give in. A moment later, Zhao Li had changed his clothes and came out, conveniently bringing a jacket with him. "Did you wait long?" He walked over and put the jacket on her. Jixuan looked at the jacket blankly. He did not explain further, just said gently, "Let us go." This unintentional, caring action made Jixuan stunned. But then she did not ask anything, just silently hummed in agreement. It was still raining heavily outside. The place where Zhao Li lived was indeed a glamorous and splendid place. The two quickly arrived at Jixuan's apartment complex. Zhao Li said again, "I will give you a week. On Wansheng's side, I will arrange someone to help you hand over." "Thank you, Boss Song. No need to thank me with words. That is not what I want." Jixuan put on a blank, uncomprehending expression again. Zhao Li leaned in slightly, smiled, and said, I am a businessman. You have to use your real skills to thank me. Don't let me lose money. Hearing him say that, Ji Xuan felt guilty again. I have misunderstood again. She quickly affirmed, Boss Song, rest assured, I won't let you suffer a loss. Okay, I will wait for you. Just as she was about to leave, Ji Xuan suddenly remembered, oh right, the jacket. Zhao Li stopped her. Just wear it for now. Return it to me when you have the chance later. Ji Xuan did not feel comfortable refusing and replied, okay. The conversation ended, and Zhao Li prepared to leave. But not far away, there was someone secretly following the two of them and taking pictures. The person taking the pictures was Zhao Li's fiancé. The person behind her was probably her best friend. The girl asked, Dao Dao, is that Song Zhao Li? Why is he in Yancheng? What time is it now? 80% is that he has spent the night with that girl. Hearing this, Dao Dao angrily clenched her fist. She glanced at the two of them. Zhao Li's appearance at this time was very gentle. She thought uncomfortably, Song Zhao Li, have you ever smiled like that before? 1 week later, at the Song Corporation, today was Ji Xuan's first day working here. She wore a black dress with a shawl, looking very polite. As soon as they saw her, the female employees gathered to gossip. Have you heard? This new director was photographed coming out of a hotel with Boss Song last week. Doesn't Boss Song already have a fiancé? Then what is she? No wonder she is sitting in the director's position at such a young age. Ji Xuan was about to step into the office when Xiu Lin's voice came from afar. Director Ji. Seeing his worried expression, she asked, Assistant Q, what is the rush? Is there something you need me for? Xiu Lin said awkwardly, Boss Song and old Mr. Song want to meet you. Ji Xuan was a little surprised. Old Mr. Song is... She and Qilin went to Zhao Li's office. He conveniently explained to her, Old Mr. Song is Boss Song's grandfather. Director Ji, please be careful. Old Mr. Song came to the company this morning, and his expression did not look good. Ji Xuan thought to herself, this is how my first day of work is. Perhaps it is a difficult project to handle, or maybe he has heard some rumors about Song Zhao Li, and came to question me. The two quickly arrived in front of Song Zhao Li's private office. Boss Song, Director Ji has arrived. Zhao Li propped his chin up and said, Come in. As soon as Ji Xuan entered, she met old Mr. Song. He stared at her with an uncomfortable expression. Zhao Li talked about work. Director Ji, have you heard about the Bisheng project? Ji Xuan replied, Since receiving the invitation from Song Corporation, I have also learned about the current partners of the group. She thought gloomily, I guessed right. It really is a tricky project. She continued to express her understanding. Bisheng is a foreign company. A few years ago, they bought a piece of land in China to build a water park. But because of project approval issues, it was later changed to an amusement park. As a result, the procedures still have not been approved. Now it has become a mess, a dilemma. After she finished speaking, she handed the documents to old Mr. Song. Zhao Li glanced at her, secretly praising. She is still the same as before. She is always radiant when working. It is just that it is different from before. I can quietly listen to you speak. Then he spoke. So do you think this project is worth investing in? Ji Xuan seriously considered it. Old Mr. Song was also waiting for an answer from her. Ji Xuan quickly gave her answer. If you invest, you should not, because the disadvantages outweigh the advantages, and there will be countless troubles. But the location of that land is quite good. If it can be acquired, it is worth considering. At this time, old Mr. Song suddenly spoke. Last week, he went to Yancheng. Was it because of you? Ji Xuan was stunned by the question. Zhao Li could not sit still either. He stood up abruptly and called out, Grandpa. But Ji Xuan was indeed skillful. She quickly gave old Mr. Song a satisfactory explanation. Boss Song did go to Yancheng last week, but not because of me. Zhao Li looked at her in surprise. She faced old Mr. Song and continued without fear. Before, when I was still at Wansheng, there were some problems with the cooperation project with Boss Song. He came to find me to revise the plan. A week ago, Zhao Li had driven to Yancheng alone. He thought while driving, clearly reminding himself to remain calm. But when he heard her say that she wanted to bring her boyfriend home, he could not control himself, and without even thinking of a reason, he rushed over. He worried secretly. So will I become an obstacle in your life? Old Mr. Song was naturally unhappy with that reason. He frowned and said, "If you have that ability, then take care of the negotiations for the Bisheng project. If you succeed, then continue to stay at Song Corporation. And if you do not succeed, then just pack your bags and leave." Jishuan suddenly realized, a 300 million project, the commission is 1%, just enough for the kidney transplant for my mother. Jishuan, do not think too much. You still have a huge debt to pay off. You and he do not belong to the same world. After handing over the responsibility, old Mr. Song let Jishuan go. All right, just do as you said. Zhao Li also continued, "Director Ji, did you hear clearly? It is about getting the bonus or packing up and leaving. Everything depends on whether you can close the deal or not." After finishing talking, Jishuan quickly returned to her office. She slumped down on her desk and complained, "The double salary that Song Zhaoli offered is indeed not easy to earn. On the first day, he gave me a bunch of troubles. The old boss of Bisheng seems to be attending a gala tomorrow night. It looks like I have to go and explore his attitude first tomorrow." Even though everyone had left, Jishuan was still working hard. Zhao Li felt a little sorry. Working so late, she is truly a devoted woman. But he was also very happy that she was working so hard. At this time, she received a text message from Zhao Li. "A kidney transplant source has been found." She was a little surprised. The kidney source was found so quickly. She quickly sent a series of questioning text messages. Was it a donor? When can they coordinate the surgery? Then I will contact Dr. Han right away to ask if my mother's condition can be operated on now. She suddenly realized, why do I lose my composure every time I meet Song Zhaoli? Shouldn't I thank him first? So she hurriedly sent him a thank you text message. After reading it, Zhao Li's mouth lifted into a smile. "You heartless thing." Then he called Liao Bei, "Go make an appointment with the old boss of Bisheng for a meal and help me gather some information." Hearing this, Liao Bei teased, "Why did you say you did not like her? Why is Boss Song so concerned about Director G's project?" Zhao Li smiled and said, "Who said you can't help someone if you do not like them? You are really too pragmatic." Liao Bei got angry after being scolded. "I am pragmatic." Being in the position of asking for help, Zhao Li quickly adjusted his words. You are not pragmatic. I think you are someone who is very helpful to others. I have seen you often, helping old ladies, cross the road since you were young, both handsome and kind." Zhao Li refused. "No need. You just need to gather some information. She has enough ability to handle it herself." After hanging up, Zhao Li tidied up his appearance. Then he created the situation of accidentally running into her at the entrance of the company, Director G. What a coincidence. Kui Lin was pushed to the side. She stepped forward politely. "Hello, Boss Song." Zhao Li also concealed his concern for her and said directly, "Director G, let me have Kui Lin drive you home. It is on the way." Jishuan thought in confusion. Today, Song Zhaoli helped me find a kidney source. In principle, I should thank him. But every time I am alone with Song Zhaoli, just thinking about it, the intimate scenes of the two of them before appeared in her head. She worried, what if I can't control myself? As long as I am alone with him, nothing good will definitely happen. So she resolutely refused. "I am really sorry, Boss Song. I have troubled you again today." At the same time, Wu Hui's car horn sounded. Jishuan followed the trend. "It is okay, Boss Song. My boyfriend is here to pick me up." "Goodbye," she said quickly, and ran straight to Wu Hui's car. Kui Lin watched them leave, and could not help but say, "Director Ji and Director Wu's relationship is really good." He was immediately glared at mercilessly by Zhao Li. "Is that so?" Wu Hui took her home. After returning home, Jishuan continued to work. At this time, Zhao Li suddenly called. "Song Zhaoli, what is wrong with him so late?" She quickly answered the phone, "Song." Before she could say anything, a quarreling voice was transmitted from the other end of the line. "Don't think I do not know what you are thinking. You do not want to get married. Is it because you want to escape from the Song family?" Jishuan guessed. This voice is old Mr. Song's. Zhao Li was talking to old Mr. Song. He snorted and said, "The Song family does not only have me as a grandson. There are 2 sons on the eldest uncle's side too. This marriage has nothing to do with me in the first place." Old Mr. Song angrily hit the floor with his cane. He scolded loudly. But you are the head of the Song family. Do you know how much benefit marrying the Shi family will bring? You are so stubborn and muddled. In the kidnapping that year, the one who should have died was you. Zhao Li then replied, the one who should have died did not die, the one who should not have died did, the one who should have gone crazy did not, the one who should not have gone crazy did. It seems that God does not favor the Song family at all. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhao Li received a slap from his grandfather. He was unfazed, just glanced at him coldly. Then he asked in a cold voice, are you done hitting? If there is nothing else, I will go first. Jixuan had heard from beginning to end. She thought to herself, it seems that the relationship between this grandfather and grandson is not very good. Is it related to the kidnapping that Shu Yu mentioned? The atmosphere became quiet, and then Zhao Li's voice rang out again. Is there any dinner? I have not eaten anything yet. I am hungry. An hour later, he arrived in front of her house. Zhao Li came directly from his grandfather's house, not even tending to his wound. A red scratch appeared on his face. Jixuan worriedly said quickly, quick, come inside. She had prepared a table of food for him. Zhao Li asked, aren't you eating? She replied awkwardly, I have already eaten. Zhao Li suddenly remembered and picked up food gloomily. Oh, I forgot. I heard Chu Lin say that you and your boyfriend have already eaten. She forced a smile and quickly changed the subject. Ba Song, did you call me for something? Zella was surprised. I called you? I went outside, and only then did I realize that the phone was displaying that it was in a call. Jixuan forced a smile. Oh, so I accidentally touched it. Then she panicked. So I just accidentally eavesdropped on other people's private matters. Even so, Zai Li still calmly picked up food. Quickly the table of food disappeared into his stomach. He said happily, it is very delicious, thank you. At this time, his phone rang again. Liao Bei sent a message. Where are you now? The old guy from Bisheng just showed his face. At Jixuan's house. Say it quickly, Lao Song, running to people's houses in the middle of the night, like this. What are you planning to do? Tell the truth. What are you to Jixuan? Do you like her, or do you just want to sleep with her? That was an accident. He looked at her again. An idea flashed in his mind again. When I was young and impulsive, it was not that I never had bad thoughts, but I only understood later. It is not that I do not like her, but that I can't like her. Liao Bei's message was sent again. An accident. Others do not know, but I know your personality very well. If there was not a bit of emotion, the first time between the two of you would not have happened either. What are you hesitating for? If you like her, then grab her directly. Don't wait until you miss her and regret it too late. After cleaning up, Jixuan brought out a plate of cakes again. She smiled gently and said, eat some sweets. It will improve your mood. Zhao Li said thank you, and then took out a bottle of wine from somewhere. Have a drink with me. Jixuan imagined a series of bad scenes as soon as she heard it. First, drinking a whole bottle of wine, then getting completely drunk, then throwing myself to forcibly kiss him, drinking alcohol, getting drunk, and then something happening after getting drunk. Jixuan, you can't stumble twice on the same stone. So she quickly refused. My throat has not been feeling well lately. I just took antibiotics before you came. Antibiotics combined with alcohol is like selling yourself to the devil, Song Zhao Li. You would not be so cruel as to force me to drink alcohol with you at the risk of my life, would you? Zhao Li also saw her intention. He said sadly, I know you are guarding against me. Jixuan did not deny it. That is right. I am guarding against you. Zhao Li brazenly leaned in. You are so afraid of me. Why did you invite me to eat? Sympathizing with me? Pitying me? Or because I helped you find a kidney source? Jixuan was flustered. Boss Song, we agreed in Yancheng that from now on, we would only maintain a superior-subordinate relationship. Zhao Li still did not give up and got closer. What if I said I regretted it? Jixuan looked at him blankly. Zhao Li got a little closer, speaking gently. Jixuan, I want to be friends with you. But as soon as the words left his mouth, he denied it himself. Forget it. Pretend I did not say anything. Something happened tonight, so I was a little emotionally unrestrained. Zhao Li's image in Jixuan's mind at this time looked very pitiful, being forced to marry by his own grandfather, and also being told that he deserved to die, and also being slapped. It is indeed a little. After thinking for a while, she spoke, friends are okay. Hearing this, Zhao Li's mouth lifted into a smile. Really, yeah. On the outside, she tried to appear calm, but on the inside, Jixuan was scratching her head and tearing her hair out. Why do I feel like I have been led into a trap? So Zhao Li took out the bottle of wine again, poured it into a glass, and handed it to her. This is my friend's own brand. Try it. Don't worry, I won't force you. Just take it as you please. Jishuan finally clinked glasses with him. Just a little bit, since I am not feeling well today. He raised his glass, shook it, and then conveniently asked, About today? You have probably guessed a little bit, right? Jishuan immediately asked in confusion, With the foundation of the Song family in Qingqing, do you still need to have a marriage alliance? Zhao Li replied gloomily, People, once they have bread, they want milk. And once they have milk, they want a little fruit. Ambition never has a stopping point. She also agreed, I understand. Greed is as deep as the abyss. Once it becomes a habit, it is difficult to change. These words made him turn to look at her. Then Zhao Li reached out and tucked the dark hair behind Jishuan's ear and asked, Jishuan, are you drunk? She quickly pushed his hand away and replied, Number. Her seeing through his improper behavior, Zhao Li apologized. After that incident, both of them fell into an awkward state, and no one dared to speak. To reduce the tension, Jishuan stood up. Let me go see if there is anything else to snack on. She was about to step away when she tripped over Zhao Li's leg. He immediately wrapped his arms around her waist. Jishuan fell into Zhao Li's arms. Her hands unconsciously slid down to his chest. Zhao Li asked cunningly, Want to touch? Want to reminisce about that night? The more he said, the more the distance was shortened. Jishuan screamed in her heart, I did not intentionally fall into your arms. She quickly sat up and explained, Ba Song, I think you have misunderstood. I just tripped, not... Zhao Li adjusted his tie, quickly finding a reason. Sorry, I did not mean to. It was just an involuntary reaction. After that, Jishuan went into the kitchen. She suddenly remembered an article about him. Song Corporation's president spends the night with two beauties at a hotel, one man against two women. Thinking of this, she could not help but curse inwardly. He will climb on anything he can get a hold of, truly a lecher from the bones out. Then she secretly glanced at him. Another thought flashed in her mind. His private life is so chaotic, do not tell me he has a disease. Seeing Jishuan looking at him, Zhao Li actually stood up and walked towards her. He backed her into a corner and said, There is actually a way to avoid a marriage alliance. For example, I find someone to marry now. His way of speaking was indeed directly pointing at Jishuan. But she was incredibly naive and still could ask in confusion, Marry, with whom? Zhao Li played with her hair and then gently called out, Jishuan. He leaned in and asked, Do you have someone you like by your side? His sweet voice made Jishuan's cheeks blush again. She repeated, Next to me? No. After saying that, she pushed Zhao Li away without hesitation. But Zhao Li did not stop. He continued to press closer to her and made a proposal. Then what about you? Can you help me with something? Pretend to marry me. His words did not surprise her, but the expression on his face when he said them was what she noticed. He could say this so casually. Zhao Li quickly explained further, Don't misunderstand, it is not a real marriage, just pretend. Consider it helping me with something. Wait for everything to settle down, and we will get a secret divorce. His gaze became even more treacherous, and Jishuan immediately became guarded. Then, she seriously refused, Sorry, Boss Song, I am afraid I can't help you with this. You also know that I have a boyfriend. Song Zhao Li's expression changed when he heard this. He hummed quietly. Then he changed the subject and asked, Where are the snacks? Jishuan turned around and went into the kitchen. That is right, let me go see. Zhao Li returned to the sofa, his expression somewhat disappointed. After rummaging around, Jishuan only managed to bring out a cup of ice. Zhao Li asked in confusion, Is this the snack? Jishuan also held a towel and said awkwardly, There are no snacks. This ice cube is for you to put on your face. After she finished speaking, she wrapped the ice cube in a towel. While preparing, she explained, You have to apply cold compress within 24 hours after being injured, and switch to hot compress after 24 hours. After that, Jishuan handed the cold towel to Zhao Li. He did not take it, but suddenly leaned closer to her. Jishuan reluctantly applied the compress to Zhao Li, and he asked casually, You know this so well, are you often injured? I was very naughty when I was young. Every time I got beaten, I used this method. I tried it myself. It is fast and effective. Zhao Li paid attention to this point and asked again, "Did your parents also hit you in the face?" "Who said it was a hit in the face?" "It was a hit in." She suddenly stopped speaking, making Zhao Li even more curious. "Hit? In what?" She became like a little rabbit, shyly avoiding the topic. "It does not matter where it was hit, as long as it is useful." He laughed when he heard this. A moment later, Song Xiaoli finally agreed to leave. "It is not early anymore. I won't bother you anymore. Thank you for today. Boss Song has helped me so much. This is what I should do. About today, rest assured, I won't talk nonsense." "Then rest early. Good night." After seeing Zhao Li off, Ji Xuan received a text message from Shu Yu as soon as she entered the house. "Sleeping yet, baby? Listen to this. That Liao called me in the middle of the night, talking about the old boss of Bisheng. He said that the person was asking for a sky-high price and asked me to analyze whether it could be acquired. I am a fashion editor-in-chief. What would I know about those things? I suspect he has either got a problem or is deliberately making things difficult for me. He is really a stingy man with no magnanimity." Does Liao Corporation also want to take over the real estate project? As soon as the text message was sent, Shu Yu called. Xuan, you are not asleep yet." "Yeah. Did Liao Bei say why he suddenly became interested in the real estate project?" "No. Rest assured, not to mention that I do not know anything about this field, just the fact that he could become a competitor with you. I would not say a word. That project is not impossible to acquire. It is just that the price should not be too high." Ji Xuan talked about work and was immediately stopped by Shu Yu. Stop. I do not care about that. What I care about is why you are not asleep at this hour. This is not like you at all." Ji Xuan replied, "Song Zhao Li came to my house for a free meal just now." Shu Yu asked in confusion, "Qing Chang is so big. Does Song Zhao Li need to run so far to get a free meal?" Ji Xuan casually looked around, and her eyes fell on the towel that she had just used to compress Zhao Li. She could not help but think, "Have I been a little too cold?" Seeing her silence, Shu Yu shouted from the other side, "Hello, Ji Xuan, are you still listening to me? Besides eating a free meal, did Song Zhao Li have anything else?" Ji Xuan quickly shook her head. No. Softening towards the enemy is the beginning of mistakes. Although Shu Yu was her best friend, it was still somewhat inconvenient when it came to other people's private matters. Ji Xuan still had not said anything, and Shu Yu had already continued to analyze. "I suspect that what he wants to eat for free is not the meal." Xuan, seriously answer me. Do you and Song Zhao Li really not have any feelings at all?" Her question made Ji Xuan stop. This. After that, she immediately denied number. Shu Yu said suspiciously, "It does not seem scientific at all." Ji Xuan scoffed. "Do you even understand science?" Shu Yu immediately analyzed. "To be honest, although Song Zhao Li is a bit notorious, he has looks, money, and now he is clinging to you. Isn't it as easy as flipping your hand?" Ji Xuan confidently replied, "Easy as flipping my hand, that kind of man. On the surface, he is frivolous. But in reality, every step is calculated. Ordinary people can't see through it." Shu Yu also agreed. "That is right. Those rich young masters only like to find fun, and getting involved even just a little is tiring. You absolutely have to stay away from him." "Rest assured, I understand. Staying away from Song Zhao Li is the only way to live a long life." At the same time, below the apartment building where Ji Xuan lived, Zhao Li still had not returned. He was receiving a phone call from Liao Bei. "The matter is done. The information about Bisheng has been sent to Ji Xuan. Lao Song, you said you did not admit to liking her, but you are so concerned. What is the reason in the end?" Zhao Li remained silent and did not answer. Liao Bei was very curious and continued, "Okay, let me ask in a different way. Consider it satisfying my curiosity. If you had a woman that you loved very much, would you be with her?" Hearing this question, Zhao Li was still silent. A moment later, he opened his mouth. "Number? Loving someone is about protecting her, not bringing her storms." Hearing this, Liao Bei denied it. "What storms can you bring to Ji Xuan if she is with you? I do not know how much easier it would be. Are you worried about the main family of the Song family?" Hearing this, Zhao Li's eyebrows furrowed slightly. Then, he hung up the phone without hesitation. The next day, as planned, Ji Xuan went to attend the party, attended by the general manager of Bisheng. She thought while walking, General Manager Bisheng's upcoming schedule is all work. The only free time is at Miss Shi's birthday party tonight. I have to quickly find him. She strode in a tight dress, showing off her alluring waist. Jishuan quickly found the general manager of Bisheng. She immediately approached him. "Hello, Mr. Yu, I am Jishuan, the project department manager of Song Corporation." Song Corporation. Jishuan continued to lead. "I heard that you have a project you want to implement recently. I wonder if Song Corporation has the opportunity to cooperate with you." He refused her without thinking. "Sorry, today is a private party. No talking about work." Jishuan immediately changed her approach, smiling understandingly. "I understand. Today I mainly wanted to get to know you a little." This attitude made General Manager Yu quite satisfied. He secretly evaluated. She knows when to advance and retreat. At the same time, the people around started to clamor, "She is here, she is here, she is here. She is here with Mr. Song. It seems like there is going to be a happy event soon. The two of them are a perfect match, truly a match made in heaven." Jishuan suddenly remembered the previous conversation between Zhao Li and his grandfather. He had asked him in anger, "Today, I will only ask you one question. Are you going to marry her in the end?" And at this moment, when she saw the two people enter, Jishuan made her own speculation. It seems that he has given in. Those two people went straight to Jishuan. Xie Dao tightened her arm around Song Zhao Li. He walked over, his expression not happy at all, but on the contrary, Jishuan smiled, as if she was blessing the two of them. Yu Hui asked Jishuan curiously, "I remember that this Miss Yi seems to be Boss Song's fiancé, right?" She cleverly replied, "Mr. Yu, I have only been working at Song Corporation for a short time, so I do not know much about Boss Song's private matters." Before long, Zhao Li pulled his hand away from Xie Dao and said, "I have some things to do, please excuse me." Xie Dao followed him, questioning, "Fourth brother, did you sleep with a woman before?" Zhao Li glanced at her, the corner of his mouth lifted. "Who are you asking? There are actresses, there are models, and there are even subordinates who were once subjected to secret rules." Xie Dao bluntly called out a name. "Was it that Jishuan just now? You helped her find a kidney and brought her into Song Corporation to protect her by your side. Could it be that fourth brother likes her very much?" Zhao Li was unhappy and turned back to question, "You investigated me." Xie Dao then replied, "The Shi family and the Song family are about to get married, so what is wrong with me caring about my fiancé?" Without hesitation, he continued, "I do not want to deceive you, and I do not intend to use you. Can't you see that all the congratulations out there are fake?" Xie Dao lowered her head, her voice cautious. "The marriage between our two families is already a settled matter. If you break off the engagement, how will I have the face to stand in this circle in the future?" Zhao Li still said coldly and ruthlessly, "The business world is unpredictable. The Song family and the Xie family also can't be perfect forever. I believe you understand the ending of a marriage alliance better than I do." After finishing speaking, he left decisively, leaving Xie Dao standing there. She thought angrily, "No matter what, I won't let Jishuan off." Zhao Li left the party. He got in the car and quickly called her. "Jishuan, are you free now? I am not happy. I want to sit with you for a while." She was still at the birthday party and asked him back in confusion. "Now?" She said softly, "But you are attending a birthday party with Miss Ji." Zhao Li said in a gloomy voice, "I have left the party. I am not in a good mood." Hearing this, she had to agree. "Okay, then wait for me a few minutes." After hanging up, Jishuan quickly turned around to say goodbye to Yu Hui. "Mr. Yu, I am sorry for bothering you for so long. If you have the intention to cooperate, I will choose another day to visit." He asked in turn, "If I do not have the intention to cooperate, then will you give up?" Jishuan smiled radiantly and replied, "No, I will continue to try." He gave her a business card and instructed, "I have to go on a business trip to TS tomorrow. Next week, you bring the cooperation plan to meet me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity." After talking, Jishuan quickly left the party and ran to Zhao Li Boss Song. "How about you drive straight to my place, let me buy some food, and I will take a taxi back myself." She worriedly thought, if others see me getting into his car, I am afraid it will cause trouble. But he did not think so, and only said two words briefly, "Get in the car." Having no other choice, she had to obediently get into the car. Sitting in the car, Zhao Li still did not say anything. She glanced at him secretly, thinking, "It seems that his mood is really not good today." A moment later, Zhao Li suddenly spoke. "Jishuan, do you look down on me?" she asked back in confusion. "What do you mean?" Seemingly glamorous on the outside, but in reality just a puppet controlled by others, good for nothing. Life is rotten to the core, decaying from the bones out. I just want to confide a little with a friend. Jixuan wondered, is it still because of the engagement? After that, she immediately gave him a satisfactory answer. No, a person's success is indeed related to whether the family helps or not, but it is not the decisive factor. Even though she was always wary of him, she could not help but admit that he was able to achieve today's achievements, mainly because he himself had the ability. Hearing this, Zhao Li's mood eased a little. He smiled and said, "Thank you." A moment later, Zhao Li stopped the car in front of a supermarket for Jixuan to go buy things. In the meantime, he received a phone call again. "You have not seen him yet. Miss Z has already had a fit at the birthday party and even hit someone on the side of the Jie family's partner." Zhao Li said without emotion, "How foolish." That is right, send a few people with good skills to follow Jixuan closely these days. Do not let her discover it. Yes. Where are you staying tonight? I will pick you up tomorrow. Before he could answer, Jixuan came back. Seeing that he was on the phone, she just stood there silently, waiting. He looked at her and said to Q Lin, Jixuan's house. After that, Zhao Li helped her carry the food. "Thank you." Zhao Li opened the car door for her, and he took the opportunity to tease. "You and Shu Yu are really alike, thanking me even for such small things." "Huh. What I mean is, there is no need to be so polite between friends for such small things." "That is right. I will pay attention next time." Jixuan blushed again. Her emotions had been easily swayed lately. Zhao Li's car drove straight to Jixuan's house without stopping at all. Jixuan was taking out the key to open the door when Zhao Li's phone rang again. "Help me get the phone, it is in the right pocket of my pants." Jixuan was a little surprised me. Her heart started beating wildly again and her head thought wildly, "Is he planning to take advantage of me? What else could it be?" Seeing her blush, he quickly explained, "It is just getting the phone, Jixuan. Have not you ever considered me a friend?" Hearing this, Jixuan looked up at him again and called, "Boss Song." Zhao Li had already taken out the phone himself. "Song Zhao Li, what exactly are you doing? You know how much Dao Dao wanted you to attend her birthday party, but you left halfway." He said coldly, "Grandpa, I won't argue with you today." Old Mr. Song still scolded loudly, "Do you still know that I am your grandfather? I order you to return immediately." Zhao Li said firmly, "If you do not let me go back, then I won't go back. Rest assured, the villa you bought for me, I won't go back to either." Old Mr. Song was still loud. "When did I buy a villa for you?" Zhao Li did not answer anymore. He hung up bluntly and said to Jixuan, "Let us go in." She had heard the entire conversation between the two people just now, and thought in her heart, "So he has been kicked out of the house by the old Mr. Song and has no place to go." After entering the house, Zhao Li focused on using his phone again. Jixuan did not want to bother him either, and quietly went into the kitchen to prepare food. Is he really kicked out? Or does he want to freeload at my place? Old Mr. Song on the other side was also stunned. "Wait, I told him to come home immediately, did not I?" It turned out that Zhao Li was texting Liao Bei. He instructed, "Call me in half an hour. Understand, you escaped from Xie Dao's birthday party, were caught back by the old man, and now need an enlightened and capable friend to rescue you from the boiling water and fire. Stop talking nonsense, just call when I tell you to." At this time, Jixuan brought over a plate of apples, and he quickly turned off the phone. As planned, a moment later, Zhao Li's phone rang again. He answered the phone, "Lao Liao." Liao Bei propped his chin and asked, putting on a pretense of being serious, "What is up? What do you need this brother to do?" Liao Bei said one thing, and Zhao Li answered another. I was scolded by my grandfather and kicked out. Can you lend me some money? I do not have a place to stay tonight." Liao Bei laughed immediately on the other end of the line. "Song, Zhao Li, who are you kidding? You do not have a place to stay." Zhao Li continued to play the victim. "If it is inconvenient, then forget it, I understand. After all, the Song and Liao families are also powerful. It is impossible to make things difficult for you." Liao Bei immediately understood when he heard this. "Hey, Lao Song, are you acting at Jixuan's house? The path this brother has walked has never been as tortuous as your tricks. All right, you do not have to worry about me. I am hanging up." After he hung up, he turned to look at Jixuan. She felt guilty. This is not good. Zhao Li sincerely asked, "Jixuan, can I stay here for a few days?" Hearing this, Jixuan poured out a long string. Based on the principle that there should be trust between people, then I believe that you and your grandfather do not get along. And I also believe that you were forced to marry in that marriage alliance, and I can even believe that you only have one villa in your name, and you have no home to go to. But as a dignified CEO of the Song Corporation, you do not have a penny to your name, you do not have money to stay in a hotel, and your friend won't lend you money. Is not this a bit too much? Seeing her reaction, Zhao Li asked sadly, "Have I put you in a difficult position?" He started using other tricks to evoke guilt in her. "It is okay. Do not think that you owe me because I helped Auntie find a kidney source. And do not feel embarrassed to refuse straight out because I helped you a few times before. And that Bisheng project, you..." He was about to continue when Ji Xuan shouted, "Okay, I agree." Zhao Li was overjoyed, but still had to try to appear calm and ask again, "Really?" Ji Xuan took off her apron and asked him seriously, "There is a small supermarket downstairs. Let me go buy some daily necessities for you." "Do you have any requirements for the daily necessities?" "No, I am troubling you. Why would you say that? Compared to what Boss Song has done for me, these things are nothing." Ji Xuan went downstairs to buy things. She also took the opportunity to complain to Shu Yu over the phone. What is that Song Zhao Li planning to do? Who knows? To be honest, from the beginning, I really believed his lying words. I can't blame you, it is just that Song Zhao Li acts too well. So what are you planning to do now? Let him stay at your place. Defend against the enemy when they come. Raise the foundation when the water rises. Anyway, I have to go on a business trip for a few days. I do not believe that after I come back, he can still continue to freeload off me. Do you think Song Zhao Li knows that you have seen through something? Of course he knows. The two of you are really masters fighting moves. Every move is deadly. I won't say more. I am going to buy things now. Ji Xuan quickly chose her items and went to the checkout counter. Coincidentally, Zhao Li was also there. In his hand, he had a box of 3 wolves condoms. His total is 49 yuan and 80 fen. Taking advantage of her not paying attention, he quickly stuffed that thing into his pocket. At this time, Ji Xuan also came over. What a coincidence. Boss Song is buying things. Yeah, but I did not buy what I needed. It is late now. I will just buy it again tomorrow. Okay. After buying things, the two quickly returned home. Zhao Li walked behind, and Ji Xuan vigilantly glanced at him. As soon as Zhao Li closed the door, he pounced over and hugged her. He whispered in her ear, "See?" Outside, it was already midnight. Ji Xuan asked in confusion, "See what?" Zhao Li smiled slyly. "You tell me." She shyly avoided his arms. "I do not understand what Boss Song is saying." "It is too late. Boss Song should go to sleep early." She had only taken a few steps, and he had already come forward to turn her around. Ji Xuan looked at him blankly. Zhao Li still did not stop, and continued to repeat, "You understand." She looked away and scolded affectionately, "Shameless." At this time, the corner of his mouth lifted slightly, and he got a little closer, his voice teasing, "Clearly you were very sympathetic to me before." Ji Xuan quickly replied, "That is because I was blind." As soon as she finished speaking, Ji Xuan was forcibly kissed by Zhao Li. His depraved hand wrapped around her waist and slipped into her clothes. Ji Xuan stopped his groping hand and scolded resentfully, "Song Zhao Li, you are not keeping your promise. We said in Yangchang that from now on, we would only be superiors and subordinates." He brazenly defended, "That is what you said. I did not say it." "Ji Xuan, you are so smart, I do not believe you can't see my feelings for you. You are just betting that I won't touch you because of my pride, right?" After finishing speaking, he leaned down and gently kissed her neck. She did not push him away, but still wanted to scold, "Song Zhao Li, can you be less shameless?" Zhao Li stopped, looked up at her, and replied, "I can, as long as you are willing." Facing Zhao Li's casual way of speaking at this time, Ji Xuan bit him in anger. Although it hurt, he laughed. This sharp-tongued little wildcat. After that, Zhao Li picked her up. After a while, Zhao Li had showered, but he kept standing in front of the door, waiting. Ji Xuan said embarrassingly, "Boss Song, your room is next door." He leaned against the wall, saying aggrievedly, "Director Ji, after enjoying it, you are denying responsibility. Shouldn't this be called crossing the bridge and dismantling it?" Ji Xuan folded her arms and coldly admitted, "I am the type to slaughter the donkey after it grinds the mill." After finishing speaking, she ran straight into the room and closed the door. Zhao Li knew at this time to smile wryly. "That is right. After putting in so much effort and spirit, I ended up sleeping in the living room. It is really too difficult. Jishuan, after entering the room, pondered silently. I do not understand. How did everything turn out like this? The eye-catching scene appeared in her mind again, like that much. Jishuan remembered and could not help but scold him. Damn it, Song Zhaoli, you bastard. The next morning, at Jishuan's house, Zhaoli woke up and could not find Jishuan. There was only a note on the table. He walked over and read the contents written on the paper. Boss Song, I am going on a business trip for a few days for work, hoping to get approval, Jishuan. So she ran away. After reading it, he immediately contacted her. He said in a hurt tone, Jishuan, you can't do people like this. Even if you slaughter the donkey after it grinds the mill, you can't give the donkey a little sweetness and then kill it like that. She returned to her in different appearance and said coldly, Boss Song, if there is no work to talk about, then I am hanging up. After finishing speaking, she turned off the phone. Zhaoli laughed helplessly. What a strong-willed woman. At this time, the doorbell rang again. Qulin, with dark circles under his eyes, came with a bag of things. Were you stealing something last night? Why are your eyes so dark? Zhaoli sat down on the sofa, drank coffee, and asked, business or personal? Or is business bringing personal? Or is personal bringing business? Qulin replied with difficulty. Business mixed with personal, personal bringing business. Zhaoli was not heartless, he said. Spit it out. Otherwise, with your current state, I am afraid sitting in your car would be life-threatening. Qulin was a little flustered, but then he made up his mind and asked boldly, Boss Song, is it that you like Director Ji? Zhaoli was a little surprised. He did not answer. Qulin continued, I know that it is a bit abrupt for me to ask about your feelings. Zhaoli agreed. It is very abrupt indeed. Hearing him say that, the words he was about to say immediately choked back. Zhaoli tilted his head slightly, looked at him with a kind smile, and asked naturally, asking so abruptly, Are you thinking that I am not worthy? Qulin, in the name of an upright person, bluntly questioned Zhaoli. That is too much of a third wheel's words, boss. You are interfering in other people's relationship. You know that. It is interfering. Boss Song, I think that. He was about to continue when Zhaoli interrupted, threatening, Qulin, if you think you have been sitting in this position long enough, then just say it straight. It is okay. Song Corporation does not lack talent. As soon as he finished speaking, his attitude turned 180 degrees. I think you and Director Ji are a very good match. Hearing this, Zhaoli was satisfied and let him go. Prepare to go to the company. Yes, Boss Song. Qulin quickly ran away, avoiding inviting disaster upon himself. At this time, he suddenly checked his phone. He even kept Qiulin's account and was still logged in. Then he used his account to text Jishuan, busy. If you are not busy, can I come to your place for a free meal today? Cut to a hotel in TS. Jishuan had rented a room here. She was very puzzled when she received Qiulin's text message. Why does Assistant Chu suddenly want to come to my place for a free meal? Then she quickly replied, Sorry, I am on a business trip in TS today. I will do it when I get back. Zhaoli, pretending to be Qulin, continued the conversation. What do you usually like to eat? I am not picky. I usually like sweet and sour or sweet and spicy. The conversation went very normally until one sentence, and Jishuan could not help but be surprised after reading it. So what kind of men do you like? Qulin had just run in to bring a coat to Zhaoli, and was asked by him, Qulin, do you think someone like Wu Hui is a gentleman? He smiled awkwardly and replied, So. Zhaoli immediately emphasized, So. Seeing his attitude, he immediately adjusted his answer. Well, he is just average, nothing special. Making money is not easy. You have to know how to cherish every penny. Jishuan quickly sent a text message. I like the polite type. For example, Wu Hui, Assistant Q, I have work to do. I will talk to you when I am free. After sending the message, Jishuan could not help but wonder, is Assistant Chu usually this nosy? At this time, her phone rang again, and Tian called. She answered the phone immediately. Tian, what is up? The girl Tian immediately reported, There really is not a project in TS that Bisheng invested in, but there is a woman named Kaiyun. She is very special to Yu Hui. I heard that he came to TS because of her. What does the woman look like? About 30 or 31 years old, 7 or 8 months pregnant. Outwardly, she said that she is Yu Hui's secretary. Now she is in the hospital. If you need it, I will send you the hospital address. As for whether you can meet her or not, it is up to you. Thank you. I will treat you to a meal someday. Just after hanging up, today's highlights appeared. Song Corporation's president is about to get engaged. Ji Xuan put away her phone and blurted out a sentence. The streets are bustling, but people's hearts are uneasy. Cut to a hospital in TS. The address that Tian sent is here. Ji Xuan went around, and she accidentally ran into Kayan talking to Yu Hui. Mr. Yu, I have troubled you too much. I can't continue to trouble you. Why do you say it is troubling? We have worked together for so many years. Do we have no feelings at all? Moreover, I also have responsibility for this child. Ji Xuan planned to knock on the door but then stopped. It seems that it is not appropriate to go in now. Let us wait a bit. She sat outside waiting, and accidentally, one or two old couples passed by. The two of them were chatting. I will go in alone. You rest a bit. What do you want to eat for lunch? I will buy some things to take home for you to cook later. This familiar voice made Ji Xuan stunned. She stood up abruptly and walked to the two people. At the same time, Yu Hui also stepped out of the hospital room. Little Ji, why are you here? Ji Xuan was startled and looked towards him. As soon as her name was called out by Mr. Yu, the man immediately turned his head. The scene continued at the hospital. The woman walking next to him spoke. Here, slow down. He hurriedly left. Yu Hui stepped forward and questioned Ji Xuan, here to catch me in the act. Hearing him say that, her body trembled slightly. She quickly apologized. Sorry, I really should not have pried into Mr. Yu's private affairs. He asked again, so if you had to choose again, would you still do the same? Ji Xuan replied honestly, there is no other way. In that position, you have to do your job well. It is inevitable. After she finished speaking, the atmosphere fell silent. Then he suddenly laughed. As expected, I did not misjudge you. This girl also has some tricks. Come on, tell me, after grasping my weakness, what are you planning to do next? I brought the plan to take over the company, hoping that you can give me a chance to seriously look over my plan. Just that, not planning to continue threatening me, forcing me to sign this takeover plan right away. Ji Xuan denied. Business needs to focus on fairness. I am very confident in my plan. I just need a reason for you to look at me in a different light. Yu Hu furrowed his brow and asked, what is your opinion on me having a mistress and having a child outside? His question made her remember the middle-aged man just now. She was silent for a moment and then replied, I do not understand, and I do not respect it, but I will keep it a secret. Yu Hui was laughed at again by her. He called Zhao Li. Hello, Ba Song. Where did you finally dig up this gem from? Hearing Mr. Yu's intention, did he yield? I will give you an answer in 2 days. Invite Mr. Yu for a meal when you have time. Yu Hui turned off the phone and instructed Ji Xuan, send the takeover plan to my email. Thank you, Mr. Yu. You should thank yourself. This opportunity was earned by yourself. Ji Xuan left the hospital, and it was already dusk. At this time, someone suddenly called her from behind. Xuan Xuan. The man just now stepped forward. Xuan Xuan. Is that you? Ji Xuan turned back and called, Dad. Ji Zhanye hurried forward to hug her. Dad thought I would not see you again in this life. My good daughter is all grown up, and taller too. How have you been these past few years? Have you been eating well? Ji Xuan did not answer. She asked back, who was that auntie you were walking with just now? Is she your friend? He explained awkwardly. Dad, you too. Ji Xuan continued to ask, why do not you ask anything about my mother and me? Also, have you been living well these past few years, Xuan Xuan? Listen to Dad explain. What happened that year was not what you think. Not far away, one of Zhao Li's bodyguards was secretly following her and reporting to him, Ba Song, Miss Ji just met a middle-aged man, looking quite emotionally agitated. Zhao Li immediately asked, have you ever seen this person in Qingcheng? He replied immediately, never. Looks like a logistics staff or orderly from the hospital. Investigate that person's identity and report back to me. Soon what Zhao Li needed was sent over. He turned on the phone and checked. At the same time, Qiu Lin brought in some documents. Ba Song, there is a document that needs your signature, but Zhao Li seemed to be in a hurry at this time. He immediately put on his coat and ordered Qiu Lin to book a plane ticket and quickly left. He asked in confusion, go where, boss? TS, a city in Henan Province, China. I want the earliest flight. Cut to the hotel where Ji Xuan was staying. She staggered into the room. Jishuan returned and flopped down on the bed. A mixed emotion. She remembered what Ji Jianye had said. Before, after leaving Yanqing, Dad thought I could start over, but I did not expect to be swindled out of all my capital, experiencing all sorts of things before coming to this city. Dad really did not intentionally not contact you. It is just that I was too ashamed. Jishuan seemed to understand and asked coldly, "So you betrayed my mother, chose to live here and start a new family with another woman?" He still defended, "No, it is not betrayal. Dad really had no face to go back to see you two." Hearing this, Jishuan trembled. "You always said that you have lived a hard life in recent years, but have you ever thought about how my mother and I have lived these past few years?" He said in confusion, "Didn't you two still have the house that your grandfather left? Moreover, Dad gave your cousin a sum of money, although not much, but enough for you two to live on for a while." She was even more surprised when she heard this. "What money?" "When Dad left, I gave your cousin 500,000. Did not he give it to you too?" "He did not have it." While the two were talking, he received a phone call. "Okay, buying soy sauce, right?" "I will buy some ribs when I get back later. You do not need to do anything. Let me cook today." Seeing how he treated the other woman, Jishuan trembled with anger. "Ha! It is really ridiculous. A person who has never cooked before. Now he is transformed into a good husband. So what was all the effort my mother put in all those years? What am I?" At this time, the doorbell rang again. Jishuan quickly wiped away her tears and went to open the door. Zhao appeared again. As soon as he arrived, he asked, "Have you seen the news that I am about to get engaged?" "What? Do you think I should elope?" Jishuan turned away angrily. "If I had extra money, I would definitely book a VIP room in a mental hospital for you." Zhao Li followed her, asking with interest, "Treat me so well." "Of course. After all, you are the supplier," Jishuan replied, while going to get a bottle of water. Then she sat down next to him. Zhao Li asked again, "Not feeling comfortable inside, it is nothing." Although she said it was nothing, the dazed look on her face could not be hidden. Zhao Li looked at her carefully. Then he said, "My mother, one night, after a week after my father passed away, secretly left when my brother and I were sleeping." Jishuan repeated the words left in surprise. He nodded affirmatively. "Yeah, according to my mother, she went to find her own happiness." He suddenly told her about his family, so Jishuan was a little puzzled. She wondered, "Why are you telling me these things?" Zhao Li quickly replied, "Probably the emotions came suddenly, wanting to warn myself. Never marry someone you do not love. It will hurt both people." She fell into contemplation after listening. After that, Zhao Li changed the subject. "That is right. After you met Yu Hui, he called me again. Guess what he asked?" "He asked if I was your person. Guess what? How should I answer?" "The TS hotel was back tonight, but looked very gorgeous." Jishuan sat up straight and spoke. "Boss Song just said, marrying a woman you do not love hurts both people." Zhao Li looked at her carefully and asked, "Do you want to marry me?" Hearing this, she snorted and questioned back, "If I want to marry, you will definitely marry me." Zhao Li reached out to stroke her cheek again. He smiled and said, "Then you try." Again, the kind of thing that makes people have to guess. Jishuan flicked his hand away and shouted, "Boring." She stood up and then said, "Boss Song, I just want to work hard to pay off my debts. There are things that ordinary people do not have the qualifications to dream of." As soon as she finished speaking, Zhao Li pulled her hand. He said seriously, "Jishuan, your biggest flaw is that you are too rational." His words made her surprised, and her eyebrows furrowed slightly. Then she shook off his hand and coldly said, "Impulsiveness has to be paid for. Just like now, I clearly know that you have impure intentions towards me, knowing that things that should not happen will happen. But I still do not choose to quit, because I can't afford it now." Her words were indeed unfeeling, causing his mood to plummet. "So if you changed me to someone else, you would also be like this." Jishuan was flustered. She was silent for a moment. Then she continued his words. "I heard that before there was a listed company that wanted to keep Jishuan." She directly smashed the director's head. Although reluctant, she still had to say such words to discourage him. Song Zhao Li is best at saying half-truths. Absolutely do not soften, and believe him. Zhao Li was looking down, but suddenly raised his head to look at her and smiled. "Jishuan, effort is not for you to stand out among the chickens, but for you to stay away from those chickens." After speaking, he stood up and at the same time said, "Let us go." "Go where?" Jishuan asked in confusion. He glanced at her and replied, "Mr. Yu's party." Cut to a luxurious restaurant, only the two and Yu Hui. The party seemed to be missing someone, and Zhao Li spoke up and asked, "Why did not Sister Yun come?" He replied immediately, "The child is sick, so I have to stay at the hospital to take care of the Koros." Child. The two took the opportunity to say a few words about Kei-yun. Sister Yun has really not been easy these years. That is the path she chose. We outsiders can only help. We can't interfere. It is said that you have been taking care of Sister Yun all these years. Her husband sacrificed for the mission. Is not there any allowance? Jishuan was stunned when she heard this. Sacrificed for the mission. Zhao Li looked at her and explained, Mr. Yu and Sister Yun's husband and wife were very close. Since Sister Yun's husband died, he is always taking care of the wife of his deceased brother. Yu Hui raised his glass and continued sadly, "What kind of allowance I do not know. I only care about taking care of the person. I do not ask about other things." But people now, their eyes are turbid, and their hearts are also dirty. In their eyes, is there any morality or human feelings, as long as it is a man and woman who have interacted? All are classified as an improper relationship. His words were like he was aimed directly at Jishuan. Zhao Li also agreed, "Yeah, does not understand the matter." Yu Hui laughed and continued immediately, "Don't set a trap for me. I am not saying it is little G. Little G is so outstanding." Zhao Li also followed the trend, put his arm around Jishuan's shoulder and said, "It is okay. I am saying that she does not understand the matter. Rest assured, I will teach her slowly myself." Yu Hui laughed again. "Boss Song is joking. Come, I will toast you 1 cup." The three of them drank until late at night. Yu Hui drank until he was drunk, his legs unsteady. Zhao Li could only support him. Zhao Li helped him into the car and ordered the driver to take him home. "Boss Song, what about you?" He looked at her and replied, "Having her is enough." Jishuan brought a coat and asked with concern, "Boss Song, do you need me to buy you a bottle of water?" Zhao Li adjusted his tie and seriously asked her, "What did you learn from today's meal?" She replied immediately, "What the ears hear is not necessarily true. What the eyes see is also not necessarily true. Do not use subjective impressions to judge anything." Zhao Li tilted his head. He taught her a sentence. "Today's meal is for you to learn that by relying on a big tree, you will enjoy prosperity and fullness, Jishuan. You must know how to grasp my big tree. How does Boss Song want me to grasp it?" "You tell me." Jishuan suddenly got close, causing him to startle and fall backwards. She smiled gently and said, "If Boss Song just wants to have fun with me, then in the time that has passed, you have really wasted a lot of effort on me." Zhao Li was curious. "How is it? Do you really see me as a tool?" She shook her head. "I would not dare. May I ask what president has the time to spend all day with a woman?" Zhao Li leaned over slightly, speaking in a voice. "Sharp tongue. Next time in front of old foxes like Yu Hui, use less of those little thoughts." Jishuan was also very attentive to learn and continued to ask him for advice. "So if something similar happens in the future, what should I do?" "Shrimp have the principles of shrimp. You can't compare to the background and backing. Then what is wrong with using tricks?" Zhao Li heard it, and, a bit. He pointed to his cheek, setting a condition. "Come here, give me a kiss, and I will tell you." Jishuan turned her face away in a fluster. "Song Zhao Li, we are outside right now. Are not you afraid of me sticking to you and smearing you to the point of being discredited?" Not only was he not afraid, but he was also eagerly urging her. "Then you better hurry up. My market is very good. Do not let others take the first step." Being told to the point of being speechless, Jishuan turned her face away angrily. "In terms of shamelessness, I am really not your opponent. Let us go." As soon as she turned around, Zhao Li suddenly spoke. "To forge iron, you must be strong yourself. You are a person with strength, and when you encounter an opponent who also has strength, then use your strength to fight." "I understand. Thank you, Boss Song. When I am free, I will treat you to a meal." Seeing her calm attitude, he praised again, confident, not afraid. After that, the two returned to the hotel. Seeing that he was still standing there, Jishuan asked, "Boss Song, if I remember correctly, your room is not on this floor, right? I have some work I want to discuss with you. Do you think I believe that?" The thought had just flashed through, and Jishuan was pushed against the door by Zhao Li. "Jishuan, what I just taught you, have you forgotten it? Relying on a big tree will allow you to enjoy prosperity and fullness. She swiped the card to open the door, causing him to lose his footing. The person fell forward, and she replied casually, I only remember another sentence you taught. To forge iron, you must be strong yourself. If you do not have the ability yourself, then no matter how big a tree you rely on, you are just a vase. No matter what she said, in the end, she still had to let him into the room. Speak, what work does Boss Song have? If you finish speaking early, then I will go back to rest early. He sat still for no more than 3 seconds before approaching her. Ji-Xuan, do we have to pull each other to this extreme? Ji-Xuan frowned slightly and replied, I also think it is unnecessary. As you said, what kind of woman can't you have with someone like you? He did not deny it. That is right. I am so outstanding. Why are not you a little moved? Hearing him speak so smugly, Ji-Xuan cursed inwardly. This person really does not listen to reason. His depraved hand could not sit still and stroked Ji-Xuan's tiny waist. Boss Song, if I had not seen too many of your love scandals, I really would not believe that you are someone who has been through countless women. Who said it is not? I do not need to interact with tens of thousands of women. Just having a few more girlfriends would not make me show off how thirsty I am like this. Zhao Li lightly bit her earlobe, causing her face to turn into a tomato. He asked again, Ji-Xuan, tell me, is there a day when I can love you? Song Zhao Li, I think you are a person with a heavy perverted hobby. If you had not taken the initiative to tease me that night, then I would not have bothered with you. While the two were sparring, Ji-Xuan's phone suddenly rang, and she answered the phone immediately. Hello, Xuan, guess where I am now? Zhao Li, sitting next to her, suddenly snatched the phone and pressed the speakerphone. I am in TS. Surprised yet, surprised. I have work there tomorrow, so I have arrived. After completing the task, he sat down and hugged her, his head resting on her shoulder. Ji-Xuan still had to continue answering the phone. Too much surprise and surprise. Zhao Li laughed as soon as he heard it. Shu Yu immediately realized and questioned, Xuan, why do I hear a man's voice next to you?